professional, but...
Welcome, everybody, to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Tuesday, June 22nd. I'm Pilar Laster. We've got DMac joining us. We've got Tom Mazaway.
Hello.
In the best of his moods ever because he loves Tuesday and Tom Brady. We've got Fish in the fish tank. We've got Alex behind the glass. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is a very, very special day. We've got Art Smith joining us, manning all of our social media. So please feel free to go to @Woodward Sports across the board and give him all the grief in the world because that is what he likes. But Art, seriously, it's great to have you with us. We always love it when you're here with us.
Shout out to Sir Arthur, best producer, 11-1, Baligian Bell.
Well,
does
for
a
one,
great
that's
job.
what is this common misconception? We're a sports network and we don't know the difference between a producer and a director.
Okay,
We're all drunk here off the 8 Mile Vodka.
Technical director.
Thank you.
When did you get the nickname Sir Arthur? Did Kennedy give this to you? Because I still
No,
don't
it was
have
actually Fish.
Yeah, it was me. It sounds
my government,
formal.
my government, and I don't mind sharing, is Arthur Franklin Smith IV. So I'm Sir Arthur. So, you know, and Sir Mazaway.
Sir Arthur in what sense?
I'm a lord.
Lord McCarthy, Sith Lord.
And Stick, are you here the whole show too? You gonna have some fun with us?
I just want to make sure Art's doing well. I'm just here to I'm here to watch Art.
All right, well there you go.
He loves when I stand over him.
Yeah, just breathe down his back.
We got to get these video cameras going.
We do.
Hey, you hear my latest and greatest idea is body cam fam? Where you wear a body cam around and you record like in the office and cut it up?
I would pay to watch Fish Cam all day.
Oh, fish cam?
Me
All
too.
day.
Eating his Lunchables?
Eating his
He
lunch.
hasn't
No,
been eating
listen, he had a
Lunchables.
chicken sandwich
That's
today.
right.
I did.
Cold, room temperature
Goldfish.
chicken sandwich.
Yep, he's goldfish. He eats
No, it was-
Isn't that
Isn't
cannibalism?
that cannibalism?
Do you eat fish?
It has to be fried.
Of course.
Wow.
Like if there's no breading on the fish, I'm not eating
No,
it.
you're a fish
Like
sticks
that
guy.
is-
I'll have fish sticks, fish and
Yeah.
chips, but it can't be
Plain.
What about salmon?
Broiled. You need it with
If it's
breading
bad-
on it.
yeah.
a no.
It's got to be breaded fish.
Ouch, that's a no.
But
If it's
He
breaded
said
fish,
no.
I'll eat it.
You don't bread
Fish.
salmon, so no.
Fish,
Perch,
please try
walleye.
salmon, please. It's
Oh.
like candy.
how about crusted salmon? You can crust the salmon, like it's
Well,
kind
you
of
can crust
breaded.
it, but
Put
fish,
some-
but you still can't get the breading. Fish like around here, the walleye, the perch, deep fried.
Well fried. All right, I got you. Do you ever feel a bit cannibalistic?
Let's get fish a can. I want to start it right now.
sometimes.
Fish can.
All right, guys, let's get to our show. Tom Mazaway, let's kick it off.
All right, let's do it.
With your sports update.
Brought to you by mybookie.ag. You can get them at mybookie.com as well. Use that promo code Woodward, and you'll get that. You'll match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. That's free money for you. Do what you want with it. Bet the NBA playoffs, Major League Baseball, of course, hockey getting down to the Final Four. You can do it all. Soccer's going on, and you can bet Art's favorite sport, MMA, UFC. whatever
Adam's
the
got
hell you wanna
another
do it.
1,000 on England today.
He does?
He
All
does.
right. Keep us
Whoa.
posted.
Is Adam spending all his wedding money or
He's
something?
blowing it all.
Well, he won. I think he got 4-1 on his parlay yesterday.
That's a loss.
So he almost
that's a loss.
won $2,000, but he didn't because the Astros. I think it was over 10 that
Yeah.
they got, and he won under 10.
Is that the old I almost?
I almost won.
Yeah.
Almost doesn't
But
count.
he got
You still lost.
$1,000 from Austria.
That's
so
good. That's good.
Somebody
He'll-
sent him $1,000 from Austria.
yes, and today he's got $1,000 on England, so someone from England's going to send him $1,000.
Oh,
He's pissing it all away. Let's get you going. Tigers start a 6-game homestand tonight. Interleague play. The Cardinals in for 2. I'm going to this game. Got to watch the Cards. Then the red-hot Astros will be in town. Tarek Skubal tonight against Johan Oviedo. The matchup from Comerica at 7:10. Tigers finished 4-3 on that road trip, and they lost 3 games to, of course, the Angels and Shohei Ohtani. They're last in the AL Central at 30-42, but they're playing pretty interesting, pretty fun baseball. Padres last night, they're the most entertaining team in baseball. They beat the Dodgers 6-3. Yu Darvish, he fans 11, becomes the first player to ever reach 1,500 career strikeouts in less than 200 games. He's having a hell of a year. Oh, by the way, Manny Machado went yard as well.
Machado to left field. Rex going back at the wall. Man, oh man, oh Manny! It's a 3-run home run. Padres take a 4-0 lead before there's an out in the first inning.
Check him out now, the celebration with Fernando Tatis. No, you got to keep going, Alex. Keep going. The best part is the celebration. Look how long this handshake takes. Not that one. This one.
Wow.
Now, there you go. Alex, you good now?
I'm sorry, man.
It's okay,
it's
man.
my fault.
No problem, man. By the way, Javi Baez of the Cubs involved in another base running blunder. Remember how he ran to first base and the Pirates messed it up? That was a good thing for Javi. This is a bad thing for Javi, what he did last night.
In the air, he wants to snap that bat in half.
It's a little low, but listen now.
2 down.
Look at this. He is just meandering around the bases.
There's anything to be said
He forgot there was only 2 outs.
Oh, what happened here?
No, he forgot there was 1
He
out.
forgot how many outs.
Wow.
Well, that goes to show you, stay on first base, get your head in the game.
Well, the magician just
Pull the hat trick.
turned 2 outs into 3.
Yep.
I wonder what Rizzo's thinking right there.
He's pissed.
Thinking there's
Obviously, there was
2
1
outs.
out. They catch the ball for 2 outs, and he's running around the bases. Up, just throw it to first. And then, of course, he got taken out of the ball game. His manager did not enjoy what he did on the bases.
Well,
he kind of
wouldn't
fell
you have
asleep.
taken him out?
Yeah,
I
he
would've
fell
taken him
asleep.
out, too.
That's a kid move.
It is.
That's a kid move.
And he, there's some, I guess with Javi Baez, this is a David Ross move, and this will pay dividends down the road because you can't allow him to let that slip. He's too good of a player and too valuable to that team.
And he might be a free agent come at year's end. Someone's going to give him a lot of money, but he's got to keep his head in the game. NBA draft lottery night tonight from Brooklyn. We've been waiting for this. 8:30, right before the NBA Western Final. The Pistons, Rockets, and Magic each with an equal 14% chance of getting that #1 pick. Detroit has only picked first twice in franchise history. Big Ben Wallace will be there representing Detroit tonight. Hakeem Olajuwon, by the way, will be there representing the Rockets. So a couple of legends going at it for that #1 pick. I'm surprised they didn't bring Shaq in for Orlando back in the day. That would have been pretty good. What up, Fish?
I was talking before the show. Kennedy Broadwell brought up a very good point. She's also on Baligian Bell Show, best show, I think. Anyway, that's their
Whoa,
opinion.
what about us?
You're second best.
Oh, wow.
You guys have known this. It's not a secret. You can fire me if you want.
No, go ahead, buddy. You enjoy that show.
Don't
It's
hate on
okay.
Fish because he
I don't
calls
blame
it
you.
like he sees
That's it. Call it, man.
Call it
yeah,
like
what did
So we
Kennedy
were
say?
talking.
Imagine if Art wasn't on the Bell and Baligian show, how good they'd be.
He's not wrong. I'm the worst part of the show.
How do we know it's not rigged? Because they don't actually show you the balls jiggling on the
It
television,
is
right?
rigged.
So how do we know it's not rigged?
Well, we know it's rigged in hockey, Fish, because the Red Wings have got screwed so many times. We don't know if it's rigged in basketball yet. We hold Adam Silver into a higher astute
We
than
do.
we Gary Bettman.
We'll find out what
Because they do
happens
the
tonight.
World Cup and the Euro draw, and they actually show you they stick their hand in there and pick out the team. And Croatia.
You know, I feel like in a world of transparency,
I like
in
that.
a world of transparency that we live in now, I feel like this is something that needs to be addressed.
Scotland.
Here it goes.
Is that Group A?
Group A.
All right, Fish.
You're
You're done.
You're dead nuts on in that.
It's great.
Nice job. NBA playoffs, game 2 of the Western Finals after the fix that Fish just talked to you about, that draft lottery. The Suns up 1-0. They host the Clippers. Phoenix still without Chris Paul. He is still under COVID protocol. Game 1 of the Eastern Finals tomorrow. It's the Bucks and Hawks. And here's a new one for you. NBA expected to implement new rules to limit non-basketball moves. That is the Trae Young rule. If you do a Trae Young thing, like throw yourself into another player, next year it's going to result in an offensive foul or a no call. So Trae Young has got to clean up his act. One game in the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs tonight. Vegas hosting Montreal. Series deadlocked at 2 apiece. Last night, Tampa Bay blasted the Isles 8-0. Lightning improved to 13-0 following a loss. since they won the Stanley Cup. Yes, yeah, we know. They take a
I just
3-2
wondered
series lead.
What happened to the fucking guru of hockey over there? The guy who knows the most about hockey.
I didn't pick the Islanders yesterday.
No, I know you didn't, but I told you exactly how it was going to go down.
I'm happy for you.
Thanks.
Okay. I told you they were dominating the series.
You predicted that it was going to be an 8-0 game?
7, so I was a little off.
Oh,
Missed
okay.
by 1, but I had the under. Price is Right rules. You win.
Game 6 tomorrow in Uniondale, New York. And let's go 40 years ago today. We take you to Wimbledon. John McEnroe. This was awesome.
Wimbledon.
It was the wrong side.
The ball chalk came up all over.
No, it was a bit of a spread, Mr. McEnroe.
This is when they did not have Hawkeye.
That was a bit of a spread.
But you can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Yes!
That ball was on the line! Chalk flew up!
New York's own Johnny McEnroe. And yes, Fish, they did not have Hawkeye, the perfect line judge, the computer line judge, which baseball should have, basically.
Hawkeye, coming to the baseball near you.
It's got to be there. And let's take you 18 years ago today, because I want to get all of these in, because Alex yells at me for not getting all these in. Kyle Farnsworth against Paul Wilson. It's another brawl. It's the Cubs and Reds.
You don't want to fight Farnsworth.
That's a big run over at first base. And it's a pitch off the glove of Miller, so they don't have to sacrifice now.
These are 2 pitchers, by the way.
Momentum moves, and now Wilson and Farnsworth get into it. Oh, a takedown by Farnsworth, and a couple of haymakers landed. Whoa!
I got a story.
Wilson takes exception.
That is good.
Dusty Baker.
Now Farnsworth is hollering. Dusty Baker talking with
Baker
one of the
against
Reds
Ray
over there.
Knight
It might be keyed here. They're going to try to send Reds over to their dugout. Farnsworth
Wilson comes out
in
at him.
on Wilson,
Wow.
who was trying to bunt. The pitch was a wild pitch.
Looks like Wilson got the worst of that one.
There were some haymakers landed by Farnsworth. There's no doubt about that.
Well, Wilson said something when Farnsworth came in because...
There you go, Mac. Perfect takedown.
Listen,
Great.
Bobby Higginson, who's a great buddy of mine, former Tiger, told me, we were talking about back, and this had to be in the 90s, and he said, who's the one guy in a bench sprawl you don't? He said, Kyle Farnsworth, black belt, and if that stuff happens, you don't want to square off with him. It was always in the fact that, yeah, you don't want to do that, and that's, if you're going to go, or else, like, you're going to,
Well, Wilson tried to go, but
He
Farnsworth...
didn't try to go, Maz. You're going to go. You go right away. You don't stand there and then blah, 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 blah. Come on.
Why do I bother talking to you?
Fucking garbage.
Whatever.
Because that's bullshit. Like,
He
that's
ran out
pussy
after him.
shit.
He got tackled.
He got hammered.
Fine.
But he didn't go. If you're going to go.
Okay, fine.
I like the ones where the guy turns around and whacks the catcher first so he can not take his time getting out there.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this fight. There was so much
Always a good
technicality
base
to
brawl.
it that I thought he did it right. I mean, he lowered his head, went into it shoulder first, and just knocked him right over.
Oh, Pilar's
Great.
saying that he's not going to get fined by the NFL. That was a clean hit.
It was a clean hit.
Not a helmet. That was a
It
great
was a
hit.
clean
off his
hit.
feet.
He's not going to feel it tomorrow. He won't.
Can I add
guy
something
on
to
the
your sports
ground
update,
is.
Matt?
Yeah,
Matt,
please.
Just because I saw it before we came on, as reported on Pat McAfee, Jeff Passam from reports on Major League Baseball. We know that the substances on the ball, the spider tack, or
Yep.
whatever, it is assumed that something will be discussed before the beginning of next season, that there will be something allowed that everybody
Good.
agrees upon that they use. So hopefully,
Good. Hopefully
I
something
say
good.
that because of the safety. Right,
I
if
feel
guys
bad.
are starting to get hurt, then at least it'll make somebody feel better. And we agreed upon this last week that that's what should happen.
Doesn't help Glass now, though, with the bad elbow.
No.
Nope.
All right, guys. Good stuff there. Maz, thanks for your sports
You're
update. When we come back, Raiders defensive lineman Carl Nassib becomes the first active player to announce he's gay. So we'll be talking about that. And plus, Detroit News' Mr. Everything. Tony Paul will be joining us. Make sure you're following him on social media at Tony Paul
Great story today.
1984. Yep. So stick around, guys. The big hook is up next.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. With historically low interest rates and 5-star service, you could pay your mortgage off faster without increasing your monthly payment. Get started now at 248-308-5000 or chat with us online. Callhallfirst.com.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. So yesterday, we've got the video here that we're going to play for you guys. NFL defensive lineman from the Raiders, Carl Nassib, released his video yesterday announcing that he was gay. We're going to go ahead and play it before we start talking about it.
We are. He did this on his Instagram
He did it
yesterday.
on his Instagram, and he also wrote this very heartfelt letter to everybody as well. But here's the video.
What's up, people? I'm Carl Nassib. I'm at my house here in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Just want to take a quick moment to say that I'm gay. I've been meaning to do this for a while now, but I finally feel comfortable enough to get it off my chest. I really have the best life. I got the best family, friends, and job a guy could ask for. I'm a pretty private person, so I hope you guys know that I'm really not doing this for attention. I just think that representation and visibility are so important. I actually hope that one day videos like this and the whole coming out process are just not necessary. But until then, I'm going to do my best and do my part to cultivate a culture that's accepting, that's compassionate, and I'm going to start by donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. They're an incredible organization. They're the #1 suicide prevention service for LGBTQ youth in America, and they're truly doing incredible things. And I'm very excited to be a part of it, to help in any way that I can. And I'm really pumped to see what the future holds. That's all I have for you guys. I hope you have a great day. Work hard.
Nice job, Carl Nassib. Of course, the Raiders, and a lot of people are proud of him. I want to put up what not Paul Tagliabue anymore, but Roger Goodell had to say. We got his tweet. The NFL put out something right away. A lot of teams did. A lot of players came to his aid right away. A lot of big names came out. And Michael Sam as well, who came out, of course, a few years back. I think it was 2014, if I'm not mistaken. But it's not an easy thing to do. And for more on this, a guy who wrote a terrific story today, and a guy that always has his finger on the pulse of everything going around here in Detroit. It's our good friend Tony Paul from the Detroit News. He joins us live here on Woodward Sports. What's up, T?
Tommy, how are you?
Doing good. We got your good picture up. I want you to know that.
Oh,
picked it myself,
good.
bro. I picked it myself.
There's a few different pictures out there. There's a couple that have been used from 8 years ago, where I was about 100 pounds heavier. So I try to get the somewhat recent ones out. I appreciate that.
You got it, man. Hey, phenomenal job today on that story. It was a phenomenal read. Tell me what this means to you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the question. To me, and I mentioned in the column, I think that it's about representation. It's about visibility. Those are the two big things. And I mentioned this in there, and anytime a story like this comes up with an athlete coming out, we've had several over the years. This one's a big one because he's an active NFL player, but there have been others that have come out and put themselves out there as well. But anytime something like this happens, there's a huge segment of the population that embraces it, and for good reason. And then there's a segment of the population that reacts one of two ways. And the first that I hear a lot of is people say, well, who cares? And I always laugh at that, as I wrote in the column, because the fact that you have to comment on the fact that who cares means that in some level you care. And so we appreciate you reading or watching or whatever it is. And the other response that we get is that this isn't newsworthy. It's not a big deal. And it is newsworthy. And the reason it's newsworthy is because there's a big population out there that still believes that has a lot of ignorance on this topic. They believe being gay is a choice. It's not a choice. And until there's equality for all, and we've made great strides just since I've been just in the last 10 years. I mean, gay marriage is legal. Last year, finally, the Supreme Court made it illegal to fire anyone because they were gay, but you still see hate crimes. You still see. I mean, just a couple days ago was the five-year anniversary of the Pulse nightclub shooting. You still see discrimination. You still see these stupid stories about these homeowners associations in Florida that won't let you fly a rainbow flag, or otherwise they're going to fine you. I mean, just little stuff to big stuff. There's still discrimination, there's still hate, and there's still ignorance. And those two things, as I point out in the column, hate and ignorance are choices. Being gay is not a choice.
Right.
Until people get that, and until there's full equality, I believe that stories like this are important, and especially they resonate with kids and gay kids. It's very difficult coming to the realization as a kid that you're gay, and to see someone like this. They want athletes to be role models. This is a way bigger role model than just anyone will hit a home run or score a touchdown.
Tony, do you think that maybe these comments where people say, because I read some of the comments on the articles, and not just on articles being written about this, but also on social media, where people say, who cares? And I didn't take it as like who cares about the news, but almost like, who cares whether or not he's gay or not gay? Like that's irrelevant. Do you think it was a bad way?
Oh, no, I think that it's taken both ways. You can tell by the tone, and also I can show you my email. I mean, I got a ton of email today, and it was about 50-50.
Yeah.
And some of the negative ones started out with "who cares." I think that you're right. I think that there is a segment that wants to say "who cares" as let's not make this news anymore because it shouldn't be. And you're right, it shouldn't be. It is 2021. But again, it's 2021. But in the grand scheme of the gay rights movement, it's been only the last 6 years that there's been the most progress that we've seen in the history of the country. So it's still a fresh movement. So I think there is some to that. And like Carl said in his video, which was phenomenal, we all would love to get to the place where videos like this don't matter and they aren't a big deal. And saying that you're gay is the same as saying you're a redhead or whatever. Right. I mean, it's nothing. But we're not. I just don't think we're there yet. And I think the who cares on the negative aspect, it comes from, and I got some email on these lines. It's like, I don't care, just score a touchdown. No one needs to know this. And I disagree. I think when you put your name out there to a cause like this, it's very important. And again, and I cited some statistics in this article. He donated $100,000 to the Trevor Project. And if people don't know what the Trevor Project is, I encourage you to look it up. They do great work. But the suicide rate for gay children is 3 times more likely than straight children. That's a huge, huge difference. And so when someone comes out and puts their name to something like this, it also has that massive effect on a younger generation. And as the headline on my column pointed out today, somewhere out there today is a gay kid who's doing a lot better today than he was doing yesterday because of this announcement.
It's awesome.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great point. Tony Paul, Detroit News, obviously man of everything here in Detroit, joining us. And to that point,
I still haven't played golf with you. I still haven't played golf with you, though. So.
We haven't played golf. We will, but I've known you a long time.
Don't worry, he'll take a day off to play golf.
Obviously, you know what? I might take a lot of days off, Maz. You keep your fucking shit up over there. Can I get back to the seriousness,
Please.
though, before? Is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
You sure?
It's your show.
Well, say that again.
It's your show.
Thank you. Anyways, on that point, Tony, we'll get out and play whenever you want, preferably between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. But the point of the matter is, and I'll say this, I've known you a long time from around the sports, and until I read your article today, I didn't know you were gay. Which I'm trying to say to the point is that to the matter of why you speaking on this, getting to the point about the kids, giving the point to its representation, my question to you is, I think that you can tell me, because it's Pride Month and things are moving forward, when Roger Goodell and the Empire reacts to this in 4 hours, not like the calling Kaepernick 4 years to say something about it, does that give you, does that make you feel like, okay, we're going to get to where we need to be, like we were just talking about everybody doesn't care what you do in your personal life and it's the human being that you are? Do you think because the NFL comes out real quick and the support that he's got through guys that have played or haven't played, that this expedites what Mr. Nassib has been said about it's you don't have to have these? So that's what brought to my mind. So, but you're do a great job. What do you say?
I appreciate that. Yeah, that's an interesting point. I mentioned in the column, I actually haven't gone back and read the column. I don't know if they kept in my line that about Kaepernick, because I did make that comparison.
They didn't.
I did make that comparison because it is pretty interesting that they were very quick to come out and support here, and obviously we're very slow to recognize Colin Kaepernick. maybe I guess I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't know if it's evolution or if this was easier for the NFL. Maybe because of the massive amount of support that Carl received right away. You didn't have any president or presidential candidate tweeting about Carl, so maybe that, it didn't, engulf flames around the situation. I don't know. I hope that it's evolution on the NFL's part.
Well,
this is a big deal. This is the first player active, and I don't want to, some other people were talking to me yesterday, and I don't want to dismiss anyone that's come before Carl, because there have been other athletes, Jason Collins, Robbie Rogers in soccer, Gus Kenworthy skiing, Adam Rippon figure skating, and then Michael Sam came out before he was entered the NFL draft, and quite frankly, probably hurt his draft stock. I mean, he was an All-American, and that was 5 years ago. And to come to this point where we have an active NFL player who's under a big contract to be comfortable doing it, I hope that in the whole scheme of the NFL that it's evolution. Rather, I'm a cynical person by nature, as Maz will tell you.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm hoping that it's evolution on the NFL's part.
Well, here's the thing too, right? Is that we're talking, like you said, the contract he signed, former Big Ten defensive lineman, Penn State, stuff like this. Oakland or Las Vegas Raiders. Right? Al Davis's team, the manliest team or whatever else, and the fact that Al Davis in 2021 says it's 2021. If the Raiders are moving on because they're supposed to be the toughest and meanest and stuff like this, but if the understanding, I think that goes, it's to me, it's a good sign that hopefully people are more comfortable, because what it's about, and you nailed it in your article, you nailed it here today, it's about the kids and the kids that don't have the choice, that don't know where to go. So the fact that there's money going out to have these conversations and make it easier, that's the best point you made here, is that there's a kid that is today, that is confused, that feels better about themselves and at least getting answers. And what else would you want?
Yeah.
Right. And that's really the point. I mean, we all should be so lucky to live our lives and our truth. You live yours and I live mine, and you are who you are. And there are kids today that look at him and see him doing that and are going to be better off. It's a long way to go. And again, the Trevor Project, I'm so glad that he tied his announcement to the Trevor Project. They do great work, but it is a lot about the kids, and maybe some parents of kids who are gay are questioning, who are struggling with this. And honestly, when I came out in 2015, when I did that, there wasn't a whole lot of negative reaction, which was great. The most meaningful reaction, and it's going to be on a much smaller level than what Carl's going to receive, but I've gotten emails over the years, multiple ones every year from parents who've said that, what you did helped me with my kid in understanding. And so it's not just about the kids, it's about the parents. And if the parents can get it right and, and leave their previous beliefs or ignorance behind, it's going to make it that much easier for the kids.
Hey, Tony, can you hold a quick 30 seconds with us? We got plenty more with you.
Oh, for you guys, anything.
Thank you, man. Tony Paul, Detroit News. Plenty more on Carl Nassib, and we'll talk baseball with Tony as well. Keep it right here on The Hook on Woodward Sports.
Morning, Art. Morning, DMac.
And we're back on The Hook, Woodward Sports Network. Tom Mazaway, Pilar Lastra, Darren McCarty, and our good friend Tony Paul from the Detroit News joining us. We're talking our big hook story of the day. Carl Nassib, the first active NFL player to announce he's gay, also donating $100,000 to the Trevor Project. Michael Sam, of course, the first openly gay active NFL player, but he was released during his rookie season. In the preseason, the Rams let him go. Wound up with the Cowboys for a cup of coffee, went to the CFL, but kind of was out of the league. And as Tony was saying, this guy he was SEC Defensive Player of the Year. He was a little small, but he is out. And then 12 NFL players came out after leaving the league, and Tony gave you a laundry list of other athletes from other sports as well. Tony, I want to bring it up to this day in the NFL. Now, could he have done this back in the 80s, 70s, and 80s?
Well, first of all, I don't know how. I'm not as old as you, man.
I know. I'm talking about, could he have done this if Lyle Alzado was his teammate?
No.
Okay.
Well, no, and I obviously, because it wasn't done, and it really wasn't done in any sport, so no. And, look, the gay rights movement since the 70s and 80s has come, I mean, not just from the 70s and 80s, but, the gay rights movement just in the last 10 years has gone further than it went in the previous 50. So, no, I don't think so. I think we're starting to get to a point where I think that people are much more accepting. I don't like to use the word tolerant, because tolerant to me has a little bit of a negative connotation, like I'm just tolerating you. I like the word acceptance and embracing. And I think we're getting to that point more and more. The more you see this, and not just from the sports world, but from the entertainment world or the business world or whatever, anytime a high-profile figure is going to speak their truth, I think it just advances the movement a little more. And actually, I participated just a week ago in this sports roundtable with The Athletic. They had about seven of us out sports media members, and Richard Deitch, who does a great job at The Athletic, he put it together, and he asked us a bunch of questions. And one of the questions, fittingly, he asked was, when will we see a major athlete in one of the 4 team sports, active athlete, come out? And I think we all were under the impression that it would probably happen sooner than later. But I actually made a point, too, and this may sound negative, but it's not, because we'd all do the same thing. But I felt like it would be easier for an athlete to come out who's financially stable, who's not at risk of losing anything. Yeah. And this guy is. I mean, he's got a very good contract. He's got a good life. He's got all the money that he's going to need. And I'm not saying that is a negative to him, because if I were in a situation where, I felt like if I came out I might lose this or lose these opportunities, it would make me think twice. And so I'm not saying that is negative, but I felt like that would probably be the first person to do it, someone who did have some financial stability, and he does. And but it's in the NFL in particular, I think it's so huge because, like you said, the stigma about the NFL, if you look at the 3 other major sports in America, and MLB, NHL, and NBA, the leagues have been much more proactive on gay rights and pride nights than the NFL has. And so for an NFL player, active player, to come out and do that, I think is almost even bigger than if it were from one of the other sports, just because the stigma around the sport and the audience it has. I mean, it has the eyeballs, it has the attention span. So I think it's just really huge.
Tony Paul, Detroit News, joins us. Going back just to the old days one last time, Vince Lombardi, who is my favorite of all time, by the way. What a man he was. I just want to say, when he went to the Redskins, in 1970, Jerry Smith was there, and the word was out. Jerry Smith is a gay man living quietly on his own. David Kopay comes over in a trade. David Kopay is gay. Guess what? Vince Lombardi puts them both together, rooms them both together, and tells every other guy on that team, if he ever hears one bad word on that team, that you'll be shipped the hell out of Washington, D.C. Vince Lombardi had a brother who was gay. So Vince went to church every day. I mean, this guy lived the life that he preached. I just want to say, it wouldn't have happened on Vince Lombardi's watch, but of course he passed away less than a year later.
Being gay and being an alcoholic, we're the same. It's a disease, or not a disease in the gay part. It's the way that you were programmed. Yeah. I believe. Was that proper analogy, Tony, or whatever? It's like, I'm an alcoholic, so I mean, I know it's genetic and it's a family tradition. Not saying that in this case it's genetic, but I mean, like you said, it's not a choice.
Right. I don't think you wanted. I don't think you woke up one day and said,
I didn't want to be an
today
alcoholic.
I want to be an alcoholic.
Right.
No,
but the fact is, it's part of, and I think what Tony said is everybody. I always sign my book, enjoy my truth. I'm trying to live my truth. I want everybody to live their truth, and the ones that are doing it like me, well, then I hope our paths cross. It doesn't matter what you are, as long as you're a good human being.
Right. Yeah. I mean, look. as I point out in the column, that's really the thing that bugs me the most is that there's still such a large segment of the population that believes that it's a choice. And as I ask in my column, why would I choose this? As a kid, you're growing up. Why would you choose to be? As a kid, what do you want to do? You want to fit in, right? You want to feel like you fit somewhere. When you're growing up questioning whether you're gay, you don't feel like you fit. You feel like you don't fit anywhere. And so why would anyone choose this? Now, as I point out, I didn't choose this, but I'm certainly not upset about it now. I mean, I've come to love my truth and enjoy my life and enjoy who I am. But no one would choose it, and so that's what I wish. If anything, if one person read my column and had the opinion that it was a choice, and now understands that it's not, and then I at least accomplish that, because I think that's the biggest misconception with, and look, and if you're straight, I guess you don't know. I mean, you don't know what it's like to be gay, but if you're straight, I want to ask you the point in your childhood when you chose to be straight, right? It's nature. It's who you are. Right. And so you don't choose that, and you don't choose to be gay. So I just wish that would get across to a lot of people.
Right. Well, I think that there's a lot of straight people who have loved ones that they see the struggle. So maybe they don't know what it's like, but they know they have enough empathy to see that somebody that they love was going through the struggle. And one of the things that I wanted to point out that somebody on our social media, Kevin, put up, it's hard enough to go through puberty. And it is. It's very difficult, especially for boys. Girls, it's accepted for them to go through puberty and just lash out, right, and be emotional and crazy.
Well,
because
you are.
That's what I'm saying. That's like that's the stereotype behind it, right?
It's the Venus.
But for a boys at 12, 13 years old, they're already having all these emotions and chemical imbalances in their body, and they don't know how to express it. And then on top of that, they're trying to communicate to their parents that they're gay, or they're trying to sort out through their own mind that they're gay. So for people like me, I believe in privacy. I believe your business is your business because my business is my business. And I don't want anybody asking me questions about, my bedroom life or any, so I believe if I don't ask you, maybe you just won't ask me, because I believe in privacy. But what I did really take out of Carl's message was, it wasn't about him freeing himself or anything. It was about speaking to the younger generation. And the Trevor Project, it's the trevorproject.org, is a place where they've got trained counselors that are there to support people 24/7. If a young person is in crisis, they're feeling suicidal, or in need of a safe and judgment-free place to talk, they can call the Trevor Lifeline. And I'm on their website right now. The number is 866-488-7386. And I think that sometimes what people need to say or come to terms with is that your parents will love you no matter what, right? And it may not be an easy conversation to have with them, and it may be hard for your parents to take that. But I also feel that as parents, it is our job to start teaching our children to kind of mind your business, right? That's not something you ask people, and you accept people for who they are. I mean, don't you think that there's a huge responsibility on people now more than ever to just say, hey, don't worry about what their preference is. Just accept them for who they are.
Yeah, I think in a perfect world, sure. I mean, absolutely. I think that I think that would be great. I will push back a little bit on the parent thing. I think a lot of people like me are very fortunate, and I have had very supportive family, which kind of surprised me a little bit, because you never know how anyone's going to react when you come out. And my parents were, my parents are super Catholic. I mean, and we had to go to, I had to go to Sunday school all through high school, and I had to go to church every Sunday morning until I was old enough to decide I'd rather play golf. And so I mean, I grew up in that family, so I didn't know, but I'm fortunate. They embraced it. They support me. It was never an issue. There was never a bad moment for me. But I have a lot of friends who have not been as fortunate with family. I've had some that have lost family members over this. So an ideal world, it would start with the parents being supportive, and I think that would help a lot in how kids are able to go through this and come to terms with who they are. But unfortunately, I don't think that's the case in all situations. And I think, again, a lot of it is because of ignorance and, the whole belief that it's a choice and belief that it's wrong. I think there's still too much of that. And that's why, again, going back to Carl and other guys and women, a lot of women have come out in professional athletics too. I wrote about the male sports because that's what I connect to. But when Carl comes out and says what he did yesterday, it's going to help the kids. But again, it might just, there might be, a parent from who's a big Raiders fan who, had a kid come out and it didn't go well and their relationship is strained, and maybe now it's not, maybe now they can start to heal. And, so from the parents' perspective and the kids' perspective, I think it's important. I really wish, and I appreciate what you said, I really wish that all kids had the situation I had with my parents and my brothers and sisters. But unfortunately, and I know many that have just not.
Yeah.
Tony, what do you think this goes for Carl going forward right now with this Raiders team and this NFL season?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting to see how he's embraced. I'm sure he's going to hear some crap from the stands, which is going to be unfortunate. But I think he's going to be embraced, too. I think he's going to be really embraced in that city. I don't think it's going to make the Raiders Super Bowl champions or anything like that, but I think it's good for the game to have more representation, more visibility, and I just overall it's just such a good thing, and it was such a positive development yesterday to see someone that's active in sports, and that's what we've been waiting for, right? Just an active team sport player. We've had many who've come out a year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years after they retired. But to have someone in a team sport from one of the four major sports, it's only going to be a good thing. And it's only going to encourage more visibility, more representation, and more stories like this. Hopefully we get to the point, as Carl said, where stories like this just aren't a big deal anymore.
Hey, Tone, last thing before we go. Tigers, obviously you're a big Tiger guy. I know Nick Castellanos is leading the league in hitting, and I just can't get over it. This is another one.
J.D. Martinez.
J.D. Martinez. I just can't get over those kind of things. But I see the light at the end of the tunnel, I think. Do you see the light as well?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. It's taken a while. We're looking at this as year 5 or 6 of a rebuild. Now, look, for all of Alavila's critics, and there are many, and I am one, a lot of the moves he's made just not worked out. It's just the rebuild's taken too long, whatever. But I will say this. Baseball is the toughest sport and the longest sport to rebuild, okay? You get the draft. These guys don't come up right away. It's not like the other sports. It takes time, and the MLB draft is a 50-50 proposition even at the first round, second round level. So it's difficult to rebuild in baseball. But I finally start to see it. And you can start to see it with guys like Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal, even in the bullpen with guys like Cisnero and Gregory Soto. Even offensively, there's a couple nice pieces in Candelario, maybe Willie Castro.
Jake Rogers.
A couple others. But, yeah, Jake Rogers is going to be a very good defensive catcher. I don't think he'll ever hit. Haas, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah.
Haas is a little early. But yeah, there's some at least there's young pieces that are going to fight to be part of that contending formula. And then you look at the minor leagues, and you have to be excited about Spencer Torkelson and Dylan Dingler and Riley Green. And, oh, by the way, Alex Faedo and Joey Wentz are going to be coming back from Tommy John surgery. So there's some things to be excited about. So, yes, if you squint really, really hard.
I do.
You can start just, I do too when I'm not wearing my glasses. That's how it looks. You squint really, really hard. You can start to finally see. Now, that said, I think they've made some missteps. I think that this past offseason would have been the time to start spending some money. I think you could have got some cornerstone pieces at a bargain price, given the COVID finances. I think you could have spent some money now and made up for it in the long run, and started this and kind of kicked the rebuild into overdrive a little bit because 2006 did not happen overnight. It started in 2004 when you signed Pudge Rodriguez,
Right.
and then Maggie Ordonez in 2005, and you traded for Carlos Guillen, and then in 2006 you get Kenny Rogers and Todd Jones and some other pieces to kind of put you over the top, along with your homegrown talent who is finally emerging in Justin Verlander and Joel Zamaya and Curtis Granderson and whatnot. It just doesn't happen overnight. Every winning team is built partially by the homegrown talent, partially by the free agents. The Tigers, I think, have the nucleus for the homegrown talent, so that's why I wish they would have started last offseason and possibly might have even been a factor in 2022 and a contender in 2023. Now I think it's more likely if they spend this offseason, and all we're left with is Chris Illich's word, we'll spend when the time is right. That's the quote. The time is right. We don't know when that is, but I would assume it's going to be this offseason. If they do it this offseason, maybe now you're looking at being in the mix in 2023 and a real contender in 2024.
Yeah.
But they're getting close. And, oh, by the way, they have the number 3 overall pick
Yes.
in the draft coming up next month. So, yes, you could definitely start to see it. You could see the talent with the pitching. And so they're getting there. They're getting there, and they're not – they're also, by the way, in the AL Central, where it's going to be easier to contend quicker than if they were in a league like the AL West or the NL West. So they're getting there. I'm optimistic. Again,
Good.
I'm a cynic. I'm not optimistic very often, but I think that they're getting pretty close. This offseason is going to be very pivotal for them.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on, Tony, and we'll continue to read you, and hopefully I'll see you down at Comerica.
And we'll play golf
All right,
soon.
sounds good. Thanks
Remember,
for having me
between
on,
3
guys.
and
All right.
5.
Thanks,
All right.
Tony. Make sure that you're following him on
Tony
his
Paul, thank you.
social media at Tony Paul 1984. He's got some great articles. You guys don't want to
Tigers
miss
won the
out
World
on.
Series that year, by the way.
I was 12.
1984.
Yeah, 1984.
All right. Who are the most liked NFL teams on Facebook? Where do you think that the Dallas Cowboys would fall on this list? What do you guys have to say on that? Well, we're going to get to it when we come back here on The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand.
Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads. They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Since 1919,
Aye.
Coast has pursued one mission.
Hey, matey.
To make the working professional's job safer and life easier. Today, Coast Lights are a favorite among tradesmen and women, outdoor enthusiasts, DIYers, first responders, and more. Visit coastportland.com. Use code WSN20 for 20% off. Or listen carefully, because us here at Woodward Sports want to know how you out there coast. So hashtag how we coast. Get a hold of us anyway. Last week we had Tammy. Last week we had Kevin. When I have gift certificates for $100 to coastportland.com that I can zip right into your email. Boom. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday for sure, but hashtag how we coast. Tell me how you coast and tell me why you need lights and knives and all that other jazz. coastportland.com, WSN20.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, guys, let's get to some fun stuff. The most liked NFL teams on Facebook. Let's go ahead and put up this graphic that we have for you guys to see. Whoa, look at that. The Dallas Cowboys.
There's more people in Texas.
I mean,
That's all that is, Maz.
Yeah.
It's just bias.
No, it's still, the star means a lot. You know that. I told you guys that. They're going to be loved no matter what. I know it's been 30 years or whatever since they last won, but they're still America's team, and they get the most watches when you put them on TV. It's still going to be good this year. Dak Prescott, he's the richest guy in the NFL, and Ezekiel Elliott and those wide receivers, Amari Cooper and company. I think they're going to make the climb up little by little, but of course they're going to be number one.
yeah, I think that was to be expected. Then the New England Patriots after that I was a little surprised about.
But here's the thing, right? What's the most hated teams in Facebook? You're going to have the Packers and it's going to be the same list for the hated too. So that I would think the Cowboys, Patriots would be up there also.
Well, the most hated is the Jaguars.
Well, it's not the most hated.
No,
it's
that's
the least liked.
Well, yeah, okay, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Who can hate the Jags? I mean, they're
You
not
can't hate the
entity.
Jags.
They're basically,
The left-
although they made more
The
championship
Bills-
games than the Lions.
Right. The Bills, I would agree.
Yeah, where's Bills Mafia?
Well, you know what? You also have to do, maybe they don't have Facebook. You know, the people
You
in
think
Tampa
that
are
that's
too
what it
busy
may
out on the
be?
boats.
Well,
Look, how can it not be the
You're
Buccaneers?
right. You're right.
Well, the Bills fans are throwing themselves on tables, so how can they even be on Facebook, right?
I think you're right.
Just
They're-
throwing
Well,
themselves.
they could do that,
busy.
but I'm just saying.
What's up, Art?
The Lions above the Chiefs is kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
that's, I mean, you know, you
I'm
got
happy
Patty
that-
Mahomes. You know,
Yeah, I'm happy that the Lions weren't dead last. I feel
Mavs
like we're
pulled
always
this
getting
off
shunned.
10 years ago.
No, that's just a couple days ago.
it's from AOL from the dial-up internet
Alex,
days.
can we get a fact check, please, on this Facebook?
No.
That came over on the fax machine.
Yeah.
that'll date it.
So let's see. What number do the Lions come in? They are like 20 some odd.
They're in the top third quarter. Of,
Look at the Jets. Come on, man. Jets are ahead of the Lions.
Also, we're way higher than Goff too, and his former team, the Rams.
Wait a second.
Goff's on our team.
I got a
Well,
question.
yeah, but his former team, the Rams. That's
We're
what I
not
said. His
tired.
former-
Why are you living
His
the past
former
like Matt?
team,
Just
the
'cause you're
Rams.
here doesn't mean you have to live in the
Back in
past. Art.
1912, it was a great
What's up,
year.
Alex?
Sorry, I was doing my math.
Look at the Wait, is this right? Look at the Jets and the Lions. The Jets say 1,859,000, and the Lions say 1,867,000. Is that wrong? Is that? or am
I
tripping?
would agree, Alex. It looks like Tom Mazaway slid the Jets above the Lions. I knew there was shenanigans because that is BS.
Look at, and
Nice catch,
another
Alex.
thing is that down in the Ravens in the bottom left, they forgot a comma. So it's just 2 million and then 289,069.
Wait, you're saying the Ravens?
Yeah, the Ravens.
It
They
looks
forgot
like
the
a
comma.
European phone number. 2,
you're
comma,
right.
289,069. No, but hey, see? Now I feel better. Lions are above the Jets, even though Maz had to cheat to try to get the Jets in there. Good pickup,
Surprised
Alex.
the Jets aren't
That's
dead last.
producing, bro.
Yeah, I would have thought that the Jets would
Yeah.
have been significantly.
They come from a big market, I guess. That got them a couple of people voting for them. But
Yeah.
they're the Lions of the East. There's no question about it. To be
The
a Lions
Lions of
fan
the
and a Jets
East.
fan, you got to have a death wish.
So what does that make the Lions? The losers of the Midwest? Or?
Oh, yeah. They're definitely
okay.
the leaders of the Midwest.
Okay.
Losers. There's no question about
We're
that.
not.
Hey, we are,
we
Pilar.
are. I
But
know.
that's about to change.
Hell yeah.
That's right.
Alpha positive. Let's go.
YouTube's bringing up a big argument. What about if this was NHL? The Red Wings would definitely be top 5, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Back in the day, they would. I don't know
I
about
think
now.
still
See?
now.
Yeah.
No,
I
back
think
in the
but
day.
still, back
if you're
in the
taking
day.
the poll on Facebook, right, which is the oldest medium out there because MySpace isn't
MySpace.
there anymore.
It's
or
still
is it?
there.
Okay, well,
So the Red Wings would be in the top 8 if it was MySpace.
top,
That's what you're saying.
No, top 3 MySpace,
I know, but top
top
8
5
was the-
Facebook. If you go to Instagram
You got
or
it, Pilar.
Bring your
I
mic
didn't.
up.
Twitter.
You didn't get the MySpace top 8? Your top 8
What?
friends?
Oh, that's
DMac didn't
right.
get. Jeez.
Right. Well,
I'll
it's
get
been a
back to
minute since
social.
I've been on MySpace.
The Red Wings have 1.9 million likes on their Facebook page.
All right, compared to what would be the next closest liked
Maybe
franchise?
As long as we beat the Avalanche, that's all that I give a shit about. Like, as long as we have better numbers
Like,
than that.
okay, what would the
Hold on.
Blackhawks have?
the who?
Okay,
the
keep
Black-
talking.
That's a good
Chicago.
one.
Let's go
That's a good
Chicago.
one.
I feel that that's a big.
Okay.
No, we
Dynasty
don't.
as
We
well.
won all the cups before them. I retired.
Let's
so
see how
that
much
they
the
could
Lions
win.
have on Twitter.
You said
gonna take Tom 15
I
retired.
retired so they
then
could
they
win.
You were so
Every time
generous.
a Chicago person
Hey, hold
comes
on.
up to me, they say thank you.
Lions-
And it's because I retired and they could take Scotty and the Bowman effect with them.
Lions only have 1.3 million followers. How many did the Wings have?
Avalanche have 556,000.
Get out of here!
Wait, what have they got?
556,000. They're in the
Bla-
K's. They're not even in the M's.
The Blackhawks have 2.7 million likes
So
on
they
their
beat us.
Facebook page. So
You know,
that's-
Detroit Dabber brings up a good point. He said the original 6 teams would definitely be all towards the top, which you would think
I
just
think
based
so.
on,
yeah.
you know,
But I
legacy.
wonder who would be the number one. I feel like Chicago would be number
Tammy
one.
brings up a good point too.
Rangers.
The Vegas
Toronto
Golden
Maple
Knights.
Leafs, dude. There's 25 million
Chicago
people in
Maple
Canada,
Leafs?
and 20 of them will bet for the Leafs.
Here's the thing,
Leafs.
though.
Oh, I thought you were making
Rebuilding
fun of them.
since
I am.
67.
Oh, the Maple.
Tammy brings up a good point. I wonder where the Vegas Golden Knights numbers are because
Good
that
point.
team is
Ooh,
exploding.
look that one up.
Yeah, but there's a lot of transplants over there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. There's
Still, there's a lot of people on
secondary
Facebook
team.
Hey, let's see
there.
what
They
Vegas
travel
has.
great.
Let's see what they have on
Let's see what they have on
Twitter.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, on Facebook, the Golden Knights only have 382,000.
Wow.
So I guess
Vegas
being
is not
young,
showing
I
up.
guess being young kind of
Vegas Golden Knights on Twitter, 494,000.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Let's see what the Raiders are. Raiders, 1.7 million. So 4 million,
Still, I feel like
400,000 more than the Lions.
Chicago's taking this race by storm. Who else would be the next biggest franchise, like known franchise dynasty in
Lakers probably. Lakers.
No, I'm saying in
hockey.
NHL. In
Oh,
hockey.
maybe the
the Boston Bruins have 2.1 million. That was from Tampa.
Okay, I think I got the winner here. The Lakers have 9.9 million followers. The Lakers. Let's pick the Knicks.
I know we're going all over
Let's
the
see what
place,
the Knicks.
but
Who's guessing on the Knicks?
Walter on YouTube made a great point. The Tigers logo is an iconic logo. It's that Detroit English D. Do you think that helps with a fan base? Because to me, logos are everything. That's why the Red Wings wheel, like it works.
True.
I feel like that appeals to people.
A lot of the time, too, like looking music or looking where it's fashionable. You look at Tupac Shakur back in the day. I got that Red Wing where he's wearing a Red Wing jersey coming out of court. You know, that's obviously because of the Bloods, but there's different ways that brings it. I know that everybody obviously think about yourself being from Detroit. Anytime you can rock that Detroit D, especially when you're on the road, that means something. Or you see somebody with the D. So yes, that's a big part of it. And I think that more so with the history and lineage in the families, it's passed on. That this is your one team, then you have a second team, or you can go off to the Golden Knights and the new bells and whistles.
I always bring up MMA on the show, and I apologize. But when there's a champion that's crowned,
it's my show. Go ahead.
When there's a champion that's crowned, like Brandon Moreno had 200 and something thousand, he jumped up to triple. I think it was like 607,000 just in one night.
Wow.
And it's similar to champs. Like whoever's going to be the Stanley Cup champion, their numbers are going to skyrocket.
For sure.
So maybe the Wings in 20, 30 years will get a couple.
The Lakers own it as far as the teams go.
Yeah.
Lakers have
knocked out way before that.
Yeah.
I got Jeff training. What did you say to me today? I got a month till I get
Kevin
choked out.
said that the Knicks have got 7 million.
Yeah, Lakers 9.9 million.
I think that one might take the
That's
cake.
probably the winner. Yeah, unless we go over every freaking team. But
I know.
they're up there.
I feel like that would be the
my
biggest
point
one.
about how many people have the D, Detroit D, tattooed on them.
Yeah.
Art does, Ryan does.
You do?
You know, a lot of people do.
What made you
Show
do
it, Art.
What made you do that? Let me see it.
Want me to show it?
Why do you keep turning your mic off when you know you're going to put
Because
it back
I'm
on?
doing social, Maz.
I
It's
know,
called
but
multitasking.
Hey,
You
no
could
yelling
put it
at my
down.
talent.
Give me another signed album.
He said no
I got
yelling
it
at his
'cause
talent.
I was
What
born,
name you want on this time, Paul?
Yeah,
You didn't have to take
Put
it, asshole.
Craig on there for all I care. I don't know. No, I was born in Detroit, so that's why. I was born 7 Mile and Mac and lived there till I was 10, then moved up to Northern Michigan. So.
Okay.
I was born in Jersey City. Do I have a Jersey City tattoo on me?
Well, no, because
Maz, it
Jersey
ain't about
City's
you,
a
but why would you have a Jersey
It is?
City tattoo?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty stupid
What'd
to have
you
a
say?
Jersey
Detroit's
City
got
tattoo.
way
Detroit.
more passion and culture than Jersey City, where it
What's the
smells
Jersey
like
City
Subway.
logo look like?
I don't
Just a
know. Have you not
JC?
seen Jersey
With the,
Shore?
New
They seem
York-
pretty
with
proud
New
to
York
be
in
a
the background,
Jersey.
bro.
But yeah, because they act in from Jersey. You from Jersey. Yeah, we get it.
Jersey City's got the right there with the Statue of
Capicola.
Liberty. It's right there in your backyard.
Capicola.
Yeah, Capicola, ham roll. Forget about it. You know, Bobby, Jimmy, run the numbers.
Goodness.
Yo, what's the numbers? Tommy. Go see Uncle Polly, Tommy.
Is that how it is, Tom Mazaway?
Pretty
Not
much.
really.
All right.
Not really.
Well, hey, since it's
Yeah, kinda.
Tuesday, Maz's favorite day, we're also going to get to a little bit of Tom Brady talk, so nobody go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, Bell's soft. Wait till it comes to New Zealand.
Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. I'm trying to find me a shirt. Ooh, look at these swimming shorts. What are you doing over there, Stick?
I'm trying to find me a drink. Ooh, look at these bonfire bitters.
Ready for summer.
Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network. It's been falling down a lot.
And you know, really, that's it. Dan Campbell is gonna be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you.
Welcome back.
And we're back.
To The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live from my bookie studios. It is Tuesday, June 22nd. We've got old man Mazaway over here acting all crotchety and hangry.
He is. He's hangry right now. Somebody got a Snickers. Come on down.
Why did you just throw my pen after?
I meant to throw it at you, and I missed it. I threw it out that way.
Why would you throw my pen at me?
I want to throw it towards you.
He meant to toss it to you.
Toss it to you.
I don't know. I'm going to disagree.
Okay, fuck it then.
I think he meant to stab you right in the eye.
Listen, I just want to point out, today, Tom Mazaway flipped the birdie to...
Oh, it wasn't a bird. He threw a friggin' pterodactyl at me, dude. He was very aggressive.
It up. He held it up. I'm just doing my pointer finger, but he was like this. He was like this to DMac.
But it's Tuesday.
He held it up.
I allow him.
He earns
Tuesday.
This is only my pointer finger because I'm not going to flip the birdie. But all right, guys, it is time for us to get our qualifier in for today's $25,000 Kick for Crypto promo. So give us a call, 313-552-6322. That's all you have to do. Give us a call, and you, my friend, will be our daily qualifier. So ready, set, go. Get to the phone. All right, Tom Mazaway, while everybody's getting to their phone, you go on ahead and give us our sports update.
I will. Brought to you by mybookie.ag or .com, whatever you prefer. And don't forget, use that promo code Woodward, and you will get your first deposit matched halfway up to $1,000. Tigers start a 6-game homestand tonight. They got a pair with the Cardinals. Cardinals in for interleague play. Very rare to see the St. Louis Cardinals coming in. That'll be a fun game. Tarek Skubal, Johan Oviedo, the matchup from Comerica at 7:10. How about the NBA draft lottery? We've all been pumping for it. It's coming up here. The lottery from Brooklyn tonight at 8:30. Pistons, Rockets, and Magic, each with an equal 14% chance of getting that number one pick. Rod Beard from the Detroit News will join us. He just did another, he put it in a tankathon, and he spins the wheel, and the Pistons wound up with the number one pick. We'll tell you how he got that. Hopefully, that's the way it's going to come out tonight. Ben Wallace will be there representing the Pistons in Brooklyn. NBA playoffs. Right after that is over, Game 2 of the Western Finals. The Suns, up 1-0 will host the Clippers. Phoenix still without Chris Paul, who is still under COVID protocol. They say he's feeling better. He's feeling fine. We don't even know if he had COVID, but obviously it kind of sounds like he did. But we'll see when he's going to come back. Bucks host the Hawks, Game 1 of the Eastern Finals tomorrow night. Speaking of the Hawks, the old Trae Young rule is going to be implicated. The NBA expected to implement that new rule that limits non-basketball moves that result in an offensive foul or no call beginning next season. Everyone knows that follows basketball. Trae Young and several other players like to throw themselves into players as they're throwing the ball up at the basket and get 2- and 3-point chances at the free throw line. That is going to stop. That's good. Now, if they could only get the traveling rule going again, and maybe LeBron would pay attention to that. One game in the NHL Stanley Cup Playoffs. Vegas hosting Montreal. That series tied at 2 apiece. And on this day in sports, we go back 15 years ago. Yesterday we had a Miguel Cabrera video. Today we have another Miguel Cabrera interview. Listen to this. They're trying to walk this guy intentionally.
First base is open now, and line drive to center field. A base hit for Cabrera, who swung at that pitch. What a smart play by Cabrera. Williams didn't get it far enough outside, and Cabrera alertly swung at it. What a smart play by Cabrera.
So he moves out. What is this?
He can actually run back.
You got to kind of,
barely.
I've just never seen anybody walk anybody like that.
So now
that was softball.
I know.
That was like a softball pitch, and he
didn't get it out there far enough. And Miggy took him to business. That was with the Marlins again, of course. Now with the Tigers trying to get those records. And let's go to the Coastal Stars League. This is a baseball league down south. Georgia, Alabama, a couple other states are in this. And it's the old hidden ball trick. Keep your eye on the third baseman. And we're going to talk you through this one. There's no audio. So keep it out. Like, third baseman's got it right now. He fakes the throw. There it is. Fake throw. He's got it in his glove still. Now he's just got to wait for the sucker on third base.
The sucker.
to take a walk. He's backing up. Umpire's still got his eye on him. See? Umpire's still got his eye on him. Third base coach don't know what the hell's going on. He's walking away. All right, here we go. Here we go.
No one in the background
Here we
knows
go.
either.
Right there.
That's so
it's
wrong.
over.
That is so wrong.
Watch the coach.
The old hidden ball trick.
Doesn't the coach get all fired up at the end of it? I guess
He should have.
He does.
He should have. I feel like there has to be a rule
The
as to
rule
how long
is,
you can
and
hold
if you
it.
watch, you didn't get to see it, but you could see the pitcher. You can't go to the mound, the dirt part. You can't go around the mound because that's deceiving the runner. But he could walk towards second base like he wasn't paying attention, like he was pissed. So that's why the whole thing. Almost on that aspect, that's on the coach. I mean, it's on the kid, but I mean, I'm going to say...
Third base coach.
The third base coach, right? Exactly.
Absolutely.
Don't go. Because it's great.
I didn't know that rule that you just said.
Yeah, you can't because that's
okay.
Inducing the runner. You know,
I
like
see.
to go over. That's why you can't keep it there and go to the mound. But you can't be like 5-6 feet.
Because I always wonder why they don't do it more. Because I think you can
no,
suck
you
with
can't
some more
go
people.
near.
you can
You
suck
have
a
to.
lot of people.
You have to be away and walking away. Like if you watch the beginning of it, the pitcher is not even walking towards the mound. He's walking towards shortstop.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Learn something new every day.
There
Thanks,
you
man.
go.
You're welcome.
All right, that's it. That's all I got for you.
Quick thing to add, Maz. We actually have a draft lottery watch party going on tonight.
Tonight at 8
Thank
p.m.
you.
It's been a big secret to everybody that works here. I don't know anything about it. I know that Justin is working his ass off in the back to make elements for the show, so everyone should tune in and watch it.
8
so
p.m.
Justin can feel
tonight.
good.
We talked about it yesterday.
we talked about it
And I got it
yesterday.
on the sheet. When Rod was going to come on, I was going to mention it, but I
okay.
appreciate you coming
Yeah.
on and making me look bad. That's not a bad thing.
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate that.
And doing
He
his
did
job
not
for him,
make
Alex.
you-
That
Yeah,
is
it's on 8 p.m. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
Detroit contributors
I probably
coming
should
on.
have promoted it a few times during the day, so I appreciate you, Alex.
Can we have one
You
day?
got onions, you know that?
What's that?
You got onions.
Onions!
You got onions.
Can we have one day to where we're just nice to Maz? I feel like he got the
I
Calvin
am nice
Johnson
to Maz.
interview.
No one even mentions me.
Oh,
in that.
Yeah, no joke.
No one gives a shit.
Oh, he did.
I do want to point. I just want to say something on
Thanks,
our
Art.
social media. Kevin said, I think he said
It's like I
I
wasn't
should-
even here.
I should smack you.
I should smack. You should smack me.
Yeah.
I'm down.
He said
I'm
I
down.
should smack you.
Why would you want that, Kevin?
Art, I am nice to Maz. He just called me his long lost son before the show, and it made me feel really good.
Yeah.
About
Well, yeah, but
myself.
that's something he would never
So
admit
I
on
want
the show.
I want to show people the meanest thing Pilar will ever do.
No, give him a good one.
How was that? That's me smacking
You have HR right here.
And the
DMac, head of HR.
I didn't see anything.
Do you give Pilar
I
permission
didn't
to
see
smack?
anything, Art.
Do you give Pilar
Minding my own
permission?
business, you know. She's
Get a
these
slap.
guys.
Do it while you
They
can.
got it. The kids got to figure out how to play together. So I don't know. I
Yes.
don't need no tattletale. No nothing like that. You're in enough trouble with an HR. We right.
Yeah,
you
man.
still got those
Tough enough
community
to take
services.
my beatings.
I'm good. And Kevin, mind your own
You
business.
can't handle me now.
You have a problem with Kevin's, I've realized. You and Kevin's do not get along.
Well,
Kevin Tucker.
I mean, he
Of course
did.
we get along. You brought us all that Entenmann's cake.
Yeah, and shout out to DMac. I mean, DMac,
Wait,
right?
somebody brought you guys
Screwed
cake
by
and nobody
Maz.
gave me any?
You were here. You read the freaking things. You
Yeah.
didn't want to eat them.
Yeah, you
read
read
all
the whole
freaking
ingredients.
Kevin,
Yeah, she read the whole ingredients for like 15
Tell her,
minutes.
Fish. Tell
I
her.
thought-
Tell her how we're all gonna die
Okay,
of whatever is
time out,
carcinogen.
She looked at me
No, no.
like I was a
So-
piece of shit because I was eating the cookie.
So
You're
yes,
eating
there
now?
was a
Let's
big-
see
there
how
was-
we have this no gluten in here.
Yes,
There's
yes.
this.
All right, thank goodness.
There was,
Featherman.
thank goodness that we have a guest.
This is
But
bad to eat.
We'll
I
get,
just
hey,
wanna
all right,
say-
listen, I promise you we will continue
Nobody
this
told me that was
conversation
Kevin.
after we're joined by
Oh,
Rod
And we
Beard.
still need a crypto
I have
winner.
more to that, Art, actually.
yeah. So hey, guys,
Good segue.
I'm gonna take this next break just to regroup
I'm
everybody.
gonna.
Boy, don't you make me hit you for real, all right? Because I was being nice and I was just making the people happy by smacking you nicely.
Pilar,
But
you need more
keep it up.
Detroit and you get some
You
mean
keep
grit
it up.
into that lovely
I'm-
personality. That's from Walter.
Aw, do you know what somebody?
Come on, Walt.
Reckon your rights, Walt.
All right, you know what? Just
Cut the
knock it
break.
off, guys. Okay, knock it off. When we come back, Rod Beard is going to be joining us. So, Rod, I hope you're ready for the madness. It's Tuesday, and that's how we roll around here. So nobody go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Hey, gang, it's Maz for Legacy Partners. When you're getting bombarded on TV by all those insurance agents that tell you they could save you money and get you good coverage, well, they're giving you a load of crap, that's for sure. All right? Because you got to go to Legacy Partners. They're a local insurance company that knows the local insurance market. Legacy Partners are independent. They get lots of quotes and make the carriers compete for your business. They shop between 7 and 10 carriers for personal, 50 carriers for commercial accounts. They've been doing it for over 100 years, so you can trust them. Trust me, it's really a no-brainer. If you haven't had your insurance quoted, give them a call. 586-209-4106. And we got a new website special for Woodward Sports listeners. It's legacypartnersins.com/Woodward Sports. That'll take you to a landing page where you can put your information in, and then our guys, Team Maz, will give you a call. That's how easy it is. Woodward Sports. So legacypartnersins.com/Woodward Sports. Tell them Maz sent you. Do it now. Hurry.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. Boy, oh boy, I think Rod must be thinking, do these people ever take life seriously? I think every single time we have him on, things are chaotic. So, Rod Beard, ladies and gentlemen. Rod, welcome to the show.
Hey, Rod.
Pilar, let me just say, you don't have to put up with
You're
that
muted
crap.
again,
You
Rod.
really don't have to.
Anything.
Son of a bitch, you're muted again.
Tom Mazaway.
Rod.
Is it me?
We can't hear you.
Still muted.
Oh,
there he is.
Try now.
How about now?
What about now?
Yeah.
What about now? So it wasn't me. It wasn't me this
you.
time.
Alex! Son of a bitch, Alex!
That's Maz's kid.
So
Maz
take two.
Maz has a son. There we go. He's in the booth.
Son, too many gadgets everywhere.
Welcome to the show, brother.
It's one of those days.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That was
now
not
he's
me.
frozen.
I swear that was not me.
Now he's frozen.
Rod, it froze.
Hang up, Rod. Do it again.
Oh, no. It would have to happen. It's a Tuesday.
That's
it has
a good
to happen
one,
on
though.
Tuesday.
Right there. In the middle of the
Anyway.
All right, see if we can get him back
Reboot
on.
Rod.
Hey, you know
Reboot him.
what? Love this VMix, don't you, Maz?
I love it.
You know
I
what,
love
guys?
But it all depends.
happens.
Listen, it depends on whoever we have on. It depends on their on their internet speed and all of that kind of stuff. So Rod's internet obviously sucks. So that's where it comes down to.
You just outed Rod's internet.
I'm sorry.
I know. Jenna said y'all jinxed him. Totally,
did.
right?
Can I
Fish?
ask you, Maz, why you hate VMix so much? Like, have you ever heard of second chances?
Yes.
Second chances.
How much time do we have, Art says? That's great.
Fish, can I ask you why you think that Sean and I sound alike?
I just chose that accent. I don't know why I just chose that.
What is my accent?
Well, it's the one I use for Sean. I just chose that because there's no reason. I just chose that.
Yeah, the Sean one is like the snooty, like, I'll take some caviar with a light side of wine.
And while eating my very healthy banana nut cake.
But Pilar isn't that at all. Pilar should
No,
be like,
she's not.
Hi, it's Pilar. Like, just
No,
have
well,
some-
yeah, my thing. Gorilla. That gorilla?
And while I'm eating the banana nut cake, I'm going to watch the Habs game with my Stanley Cup trophy that I will have signed with Steve Yzerman sitting next to me.
Well, I just want to point out that whenever I was talking about what you guys were eating and I was reading the labels, it was more out of concern. But I was a little bit like, Red 40? Why is this even in here? All
Rod's
right.
back.
Rod, welcome back, my friend.
My browser decided to update at that moment.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
Hey, it's a busy day. Pistons draft, maybe that's a great omen. It's updating because being first overall pick and not in the draft, isn't that what you wrote about today as far as in your column? The old, what is it? What's it called again? What's the bingo ball thing? You said The
lottery?
Yeah, what's the program on the computer that you can do the...
Tankathon.
Jesus, looking at me like I got 6 heads and you just said it.
Hey, put Rod's Tankathon up, the latest one. And who's that number one?
Cade Cunningham.
Detroit Pistons and Cade Cunningham.
I'm not doing any more. I'm not doing any more Tankathons. That is it. That sticks. We'll just let it go with that.
How many times did the Pistons win it on your Tankathons?
A few times, and I mean it's just a thing that sometimes they're going to win it, sometimes they're not, and all that matters is the one that they do tonight.
And I asked you earlier today on the text, how many times have the Pistons moved up in the draft?
Never. They have never moved up with their own pick. The one time they did move up was Darko, and we're not even going to talk about that.
No, we're not.
You're not supposed to say that word on draft day, bro.
You can't say both names. You can't say his last name, but you can say one.
Okay.
It's like Beetlejuice.
I was gonna say, yeah, or all the.
But
other
isn't
words,
Beetlejuice? He's got.
You have to say it 3 times. You have to say it 3 times, though.
Right.
But what is your so? You've been around this team, obviously, with everything Troy Weaver's done and stuff. And what I really liked what you said is, pretty much first 4 picks are pretty much, you know where you're going. But if you stay down 5 or 6, what's Troy Weaver going to do? What do you have a vibe on maybe what you think they're gonna get? Do you think they're going to move up at all in your heart of hearts?
I think it's, in my heart of hearts, I say 1 or 2. I really feel like it's going to be 1 or 2. And that could be nothing. It could be whatever I had for breakfast. But I think it is going to be the year that they finally break through and they get to 1 or 2 because it fits the rebuild and everything else. And so many other teams, this playoffs whole sequence is different. Maybe this draft is going to be different too.
You got Ben Wallace against Hakeem Olajuwon, the 2 legends for the 1-2 pick. I swear to God, they better freaking be 1-2. I won't be able to handle it. If another team came up out of the blue like the Rangers did against the Red Wings, an actual playoff team.
Yeah, the last few years it's been pretty close to what it's supposed to be, to chalk, where the teams with the worst records have gotten either the first pick or somewhere close to that. In the past, like 5 or 7 years, there have been a few that have jumped up and gotten a little bit higher than they should have. But again, there's never been, or actually there's been one number 2 team that's jumped up to number 1, and that was Allen Iverson and the Sixers. So it just doesn't happen very often at all that a team goes from 2 to 1.
Pistons have picked twice as number 1. They picked Jimmy. How could I forget the guy's name? I know Jimmy.
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker in '67.
Jalen's dad.
That's right. Isn't that something? Jimmy Walker in '67. In 1970, they get the Dauber. They get Bob Lanier from St. Bonaventure. That's it. They're only 2 number 1 picks.
Oh, 3 tonight. We'll go with 3 tonight.
How about one of the questions I got for you is obviously Sadiq Bey, first team All Rookie, Isaiah Stewart, second team All Rookie. To me, that's sort of wow. Being around and seeing all the moves and the guys that have been brought in, guys that have left on this team, is that a bigger? Who is that more towards? Is it more towards Troy Weaver and the draft that he's done, or the coaching of Dwayne Casey and what he's got out of this talent, and which we should be looking positively, to the future of this team?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I'd lean a little bit more toward Troy Weaver because those were guys that weren't projected to be drafted that high, and people didn't think of them as being all rookie type guys. And think about that they had the number 7 pick. They went out and got the number 16 and 19 to get those other 2 guys, and they turn out to be all rookie guys. I think it just speaks to what Troy Weaver is able to see in his vision, and he was always known as having an eye for talent. But to pick those 2 guys out, in addition to Killian Hayes, and the jury's still out on him. We can't make any determination just based off this season what he's going to be 3, 4, 5 years from now. But I think you trust in what Killian Hayes can be because of what we've seen with those other 2 guys.
Rod Beer joins us, Detroit News, Pistons beat writer. Let's talk about the playoff teams that were in it. The 2 number 1 teams are gone. The Jazz are gone. The Sixers are gone. People are talking about the Sixers and Ben Simmons, his disappearing act, Doc Rivers. I mean, they got Kevin Durant with the Nets. I mean, what a playoff this has been, man. What's your take on the whole weekend leading up to tonight?
Yeah, it's just been wild. I thought that Brooklyn would have that game kind of sewn up, and that Kevin Durant 3, if his foot's not on the line, then that thing's over, and that's an iconic shot. And his name goes down with some of the greats being able to finish a game in that way. But instead, we're talking about what Milwaukee can do and the opportunity they've got, and then what the Hawks were able to finish off with the Sixers. That, I mean, the Ben Simmons things is just so true. You can't have a guy who's making $30+ million and you can't keep him on the floor at the end of a game because he can't shoot free throws, or he's not going to be a scoring option for you because you need a bucket, and he's just not going to give that to you. And the most damning was that spin to the rim. He has a dunk, and Trae Young is coming over. If you can't dunk on Trae Young and you're 6'10", we got bigger problems, bigger fish to fry. And so I think they're acknowledging now they've got some stuff to work on with him in terms of his jumper and his scoring and everything else. But Tobias Harris is making $30+ million. He's never been an all-star, and I think he's more worth it than what Ben Simmons has done. And he was an all-star and all-defensive team, but he can't be on the floor at the end of a game.
How about all these ex-Pistons, man? Like doing the job. Chris Middleton, I could just bring his name up, and then a guy like
Jackson,
a guy like Devin Booker that you don't draft, and look what he's become. I mean, it's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable how the Pistons are tied to this playoff run. I just see them everywhere.
Yeah, and Marcus Morris, even a little bit before that it's just, I mean, these are guys that couldn't put it together, but it's just about the roles that they're in. You can't put Reggie Jackson in a 1A role and make him be the scorer and run 100 pick and rolls with him and Andre Drummond. But the Clippers figured out, hey, if we put him in the right position, in the right role, and give him the right amount of minutes, and he's the third option maybe or fourth option behind Paul George and Kawhi and some other guys, then he can excel in that role for a limited amount of time. You give him 20, 25 minutes a game, he can give you some good stretches of time with that and some good production with that.
That's another thing. The Clippers come back, and who knew that they were going to do what they did once Kawhi went down? Mm-hmm. I certainly didn't. I was touting the Clippers, all this time, and then I gave up on them when Kawhi went down, and it seemed like they didn't miss a beat, really.
Yeah, and to be able to do it with just kind of their secondary guys, and for Paul George, they answered a lot of questions. That's been the knock on Paul George, that he wasn't able to come through in those big situations. He wasn't playoff P, he was pandemic P. And for Reggie Jackson to come through, he had just kind of been left for dead. That after he left the Pistons, it was just sort of, if he signs another contract, everybody's going to be amazed. Well, he's on a minimum contract, and you can see what he's doing and producing far above that level. And Marcus Morris just has never been paid what he's been worth in the league, and he's showing that he can be a good two-way guy too. So the Clippers are a fun story in all of this, but I've said before that I like the Suns all the way through, and I like what Chris Paul brought to them. He didn't even play, but Devin Booker showed what he has. I mean, this is a different type of playoff series to watch, and this whole postseason has been different, and I'm happy about it. I don't want to see LeBron and AD again. I don't want to see the same old teams make it every year. I want to see a Devin Booker have his time in the sun. I want to see Reggie Jackson have his time in the sun. Whatever it is, Giannis, if it's going to be him, whoever, as long as it's something a little bit different, it's fun.
Who does Rod Beard have going to the NBA Finals, and who does he have winning?
I'm going to stick with Phoenix because I started there early in the playoffs. I'm going to stick with Phoenix, and I'm going to say Milwaukee, and that's just going to be a titanic NBA Finals. It's not going to register on the fan meters and the NBA interest meters, but I think it's going to be an intriguing series to watch.
Are you guys going to get a chance to talk to Ben Wallace tonight?
Yeah, we're hoping to, and just his making it in the Hall of Fame and being there to represent the Pistons tonight, I think is going to be just really good stuff, and hopefully he'll have some future with the team too. He owned part of the G League team, but we'll see what that does going forward.
All right, Rod, we'll chat with you tomorrow when you get the #1 pick. All right.
Here's what I was going to say. Pilar, you don't have to put up with this. You really don't. You have other options. They have been hoping and praying to have somebody like you come along, and then you get here, and this is the treatment that you get. You don't have to take this. You're better than that.
Rod, man,
that's it. Hey, she's getting the full mass treatment. I'm just trying to put the
I'll be damned.
Fires out. I got a extinguisher over here for half the day.
You don't even know.
Thanks for coming in and giving us some knowledge, Rod.
Yeah.
Anytime, guys.
Hey, that invitation for Monday, forget about it.
That's not
right
true.
That's okay. That's okay.
Right here.
That's okay.
Right here.
I changed my mind. Hey. No, we want you on Monday.
Hey, Rod,
all right.
Wait, before we let you go, it's a big night for everybody. It's draft night. We're going to be having a big watch party here. It starts at 8 on our network. Do you think that there's going to be any dramatic events? Do you think somebody's going to make a real big bonehead move?
Like, is there a
No,
big
I think
move
it's.
up?
No, I think there's always a team or two that kind of jumps and you kind of say, well, whoa. But again, I think the Pistons are locked in that 1 or 2 spot. It's just what feels right to me and what I think is going to happen because they've had such bad luck all the way through. And this rebuild, it would give it a jump start if they're able to get that first or second pick.
Yep. All right, my friend. Well, thanks so much for coming on. We always love to have you on.
You have to say the best looking of the Beard Brothers. That's what you have to leave it off with.
All right, the best looking of the Beard Brothers.
Yeah, that's it. That's what you leave it with.
We'll take
there
it.
You go. I'm not even going to question that.
See you, Rod.
That's just the way it is. The best looking of the Beard Brothers right here.
All right, we'll take it. We'll take
All
it.
right,
Easy,
Rob,
man.
thanks so much for
Thanks,
joining
Thanks, guys.
us.
We'll be reading you. Rod Beard, Detroit News. Check him out.
Yes. All right, guys. So yesterday we talked a little bit about a case of the yips, right? You said how Ben Simmons was completely tanking and he had a bad case of the yips.
Yeah, he doesn't want to shoot the ball. He doesn't want to even – he don't want the ball anymore at the end of the game. There's a lot of athletes that have gone through this, and we got some examples for you coming up right here on The Hook. Keep it here on Woodward Sports Network.
Joey from Woodward Sports at my favorite downtown Fenton, Bridge Street Exchange. Let's go check out their beautiful store. You know we love Michigan summers. Got to turn up on the lake. Pre-made mixed drinks. They even got their own beautiful Bridge Street Exchange t-shirts. I got mine on. Jewelry, they got you here. I got mine on. Titanium Buzz. If you're not quite ready to ask that big question yet with the jewelry, look nice for your girl. They got polos. And last but not least, the most comfortable shoes on the planet. Hey Dude. They're literally called Hey Dude. Shop here at Bridge Street Exchange, downtown Fenton. Support a locally owned business.
It's not the what, it's the who behind this born in Detroit 8-mile award-winning vodka. Take it from my co-host Pilar Lastra. This is the bomb diggity. Born in Detroit, distilled single 90-liter batches allow for optimal quality control and care, then carbon filtered, aerated, bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with smooth finish and a character all its own. Exceptional premium vodka, chilled straight, mixed wherever. Go to Meyer or a local bar, ask for 8-mile vodka. But if you do, please drink responsibly. Shit face at home like Pilar, yeah.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, guys, we still do not have our qualifier in for today. So if you want a shot at our big promo, $25,000 kick for crypto, just give us a call, 313-552-6322. Give us a call. All right, so before we start talking about people who've got a case of the yips, Tom.
Yeah.
I want to play something for you because it's Tuesday.
Okay.
And I love to talk about Tom Brady on Tuesdays.
All right.
So, Alex, let's play this little clip for him.
One of the teams, and they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother.
Anything you've ever... Yeah, that's going to be on The Barber Shop on HBO coming up on Friday. Well, he's talking about when he was in free agency, when he left the Patriots. There was a team he was talking to, and all of a sudden they said, nah, we're going to be good. We're sticking with it. So play that cut one more time, Alex. We're sticking with our quarterback. So this was his...
One of the teams, and they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother.
Anything you've ever heard me say? So who was he talking about? Was it what people think? Was it San Francisco and Jimmy G? Was it Ryan Tannehill of the Titans? Was it Mitch Trubisky of the Bears? Or was it Drew Brees, which I doubt, of the Saints?
Trubisky
I bet it's going to be I bet it's going to be Jimmy G.
It's Jimmy G.
It's got to be
There's no
Jimmy
doubt.
G.
He was going to go home to California and finish his career with San Francisco, and Shanahan said, no, we're going to stick. But he did it for a different reason, I think. He did it because he knew who he was going to take
they were gonna draft
with the number one draft.
Trey Lance.
With the number one track. Trey Lance.
But I mean, remember
but he could
Jimmy,
be playing. He could be learning behind Tom Brady instead of Jimmy G.
I think it's Jimmy G.
I think it's Jimmy G.
But
especially because Jimmy G also came out like 1 or 2 seasons ago. I forget exactly how long ago, and said, he could be as great as Tom Brady, or he's as good as Tom Brady. He came out and said that.
Well, he did go to one Super Bowl.
But that's
not by him,
I know.
though. It was their running game and defense that got them there.
No, but that's but that makes a good point. But yeah, I guess we'll have to watch and find out. Do you watch that, Matt? Is that one? of
No,
your
I
shows?
never would watch that. That's a LeBron James jam.
I'm gonna have to watch this.
I won't watch anything that he does.
A LeBron
You're not gonna
James
watch
jam.
this?
So you're not even gonna watch Space Jam 2?
LeBron
No,
James.
I won't.
LeBron James.
I won't watch anything LeBron James does. No.
What if you were to take your son, Alex, to go see it? He probably wants to go see it with
He
you.
can go with you. He
It's
can go with
not
his
like
uncle.
it's something you
Go
can
with his
see in the
Uncle Art.
movie theaters.
Uncle Art could take him.
Uncle Art.
Is this on HBO Max or is this?
Yeah.
Oh,
HBO
I can't afford
Max.
it.
It's
Yeah,
the
I can't
barber shop.
afford it either.
I can give you my passcode if you really want to watch it.
I want to watch it.
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. You're welcome, kid.
So
Now go
weird.
to your room.
He's in his
Now,
room.
hey, can I, Maz, before we get to this, Alex, bring up the reason why. So, if you understand why we nominated Alex, there's a bunch of different reasons, but this is the kicker here. Tell him your story about Bill Rafferty, and then show him the
Welcome
pictures.
to Story Time with Alex, everyone.
Yes.
I told this, Pilar, I guess I'll tell this to you since Mac and Maz already know it, but back in my sophomore year of college at Michigan State, go green, everybody, I was a member of the
white.
best student section in the country called the IZone.
IZone!
The IZone.
Stand up. Show him.
Well, this is my IZone shirt. This is the shirt they wore. This was their March Madness shirt.
He's got pants on, right?
Who knows? Maz's kid.
Anyway.
Underwear then.
Underwear, just walking around in the briefs. Tidy
Boxers.
whities, by the way. Tidy
No,
whities.
boxers.
Y'all,
That's all right.
y'all take everything to the next level. Unnecessary.
Go ahead,
Alex,
son.
continue. They digressed.
Yeah, a lot of digressing on this show. 2019, that was the year Michigan State went to the Final Four, but it was also the year where I had an encounter with Bill Raftery, who is a color commentator for CBS Sports.
The best.
The best.
And
yes.
ESPN.
Does he do ESPN?
Yeah.
Not
Does
anymore,
ESPN.
though, right?
Yeah, he still does it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'm not a true
He
fan.
does not do ESPN. Are you sure, Maz?
I'm sure.
I'm fact checking.
Go ahead.
That boy
fact check.
fish fact check his ass. Anyway, so
And then
So every Sunday.
Fish. We're through.
That's fine.
No, I take it back. No, I didn't mean it. All
Alex is never going to get this story out.
No, this is,
right, quiet, son. Son.
as you were.
So on Sunday afternoons is when CBS broadcasts a college basketball game, and I waited for one Sunday afternoon for CBS to come to the Breslin Center in East Lansing, Michigan. Great place to watch a basketball game, even though I'm really biased. But my spot my sophomore year, I always sat next to the opposing team's tunnel, and that was the same tunnel that the commentators would walk out of. So before the game, I went to the market across the street and bought a fresh onion. And for those of you that know Bill Raftery, his thing is whenever like a team hits a really clutch shot, he says onions like this. Like, wait, let me loop it.
Onions! Onions!
Yeah, like this. Onions.
Onions!
Love it. So I go and I buy an onion across the street, and I also get a Sharpie marker. And I was really nervous. I thought for sure TSA or whatever the hell the security guys were
that's
gonna...
the airport, bud. But you're
I know.
all right.
What? Let me tell my story.
That would be the security.
Security was gonna like find this onion in my coat pocket, and it was gonna be very embarrassing. But luckily they didn't. I got the onion in the stadium, and I flagged Bill down. And I said, "Bill, could you please sign my onion?" And he's like, "What? An onion?" And I'm like, "Yep." And so here he is signing the onion.
Wow.
He was very flabbergasted. I gave him the Sharpie with the cap on it, and he went to sign the onion with the cap on, and I had to show him, yeah, you have to take the cap off to sign it. So here's another picture, and yeah, this was 2 years ago.
Look at that.
I don't have the onion. Of course, it went rotten. I put it in my fridge for as long as I could, but I think it was in my fridge for about 2 months, but I still have the peel of the onion with the signature. It's on my nightstand right now.
Why don't you just frame it?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so...
It would probably crack.
Yeah, I'm afraid to touch it sometimes. It really
So
just doesn't.
I would maybe just mist it with water or put it like in a steam.
That would
shower
take the
or
autograph.
Yeah,
off.
that would probably take the Sharpie
Just
off.
mist it and don't rub it. Just steam it a little
It's
bit.
doing fine right now. It's just sitting on my nightstand. It's the first thing I see when I wake up
Do
in the
you have
morning.
a girlfriend?
No, I don't.
Clearly not.
Okay.
It's got an onion sitting on his nightstand.
An onion peel.
I want a picture of what the onion looks like now. Take it tonight.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is why we found Maz's illegitimate son.
So Dave on social media said
proud of you.
laminate it. That's a good idea. Laminate it.
I don't think I can laminate it. I think I could find one of those like plastic boxes you could put like a baseball in and put it in there.
Listen.
Who puts an onion on their nightstand? Just like, ooh,
No,
son.
just the
I
peel.
know,
My
just
son
the
does.
peel.
With the
This
Bill
guy is legendary.
Rafferty.
This guy is-
My son.
It's that magic.
son does.
So listen.
Did you learn that in Jersey
I'm
City,
gonna
bud?
help you because the day you get a girlfriend and she's gonna be like, babe, no.
No, because then I'll explain to her how legendary Bill
Exactly.
Rafferty
She'll
is.
already
And she'll
know.
And then
be
I'll
like,
show him the 10-minute compilation.
Hey, listen. That's what's gonna.
That's the kicker.
Saute!
The girl that comes in and says, "Is that Bill Rafferty's autograph?"
Yeah. That's the one.
And you're gonna know.
That's
It's
the
easy.
one.
There you go. Listen, you can
I thought you meant it is
get.
easy
There's
in his bedroom.
companies. There's companies that you send like your wedding flowers and stuff, and they frame them for you. You can send them this, and they'll flatten it out very nicely for you.
I don't know if I can, Pilar.
Or
I
give
think
it to.
they'll-
Ooh,
just
Steve
give it-
has a
don't-
great idea.
Just give it to Pilar, and she'll put it in her kids' almond milk. She'll put it
No,
in there and grind it all up.
That's a great idea, Steve.
Steve has got a fantastic idea. He says glue it to a round styrofoam ball and make it look like an onion again. LOL, but I kind of feel like, duh. That's what you should do.
As soon as I do, like the only real like touching I do with it is I pick it up and I look at it like once in a blue moon.
You're
I don't-
totally mad.
I don't want to
You're
touch
totally
it because
mad.
as soon as I
When I
do
walk
any
by my
staple it
nightstand,
to a
I
styrofoam
pick up
ball or
my
laminate it.
Alex, let me
Peeler.
ask you something. Actually, let me ask Pilar. Pilar, you're young, right?
You're so nice, but no.
You meet someone like Alex. This is
Oh,
before marriage and
hypothetical.
everything else, right?
Yeah, you said not now.
Hypothetical.
Not now. Just
Hypothetical.
pretend
I'm
you're
young.
young.
Yeah.
Pretend
Okay.
you're young. That's what he said.
But you guys go on a couple dates. Things are working out great. You know, I don't know how far down the line. I don't know how you are. But a couple dates down the road, you go to his house. Things get a little intimate. And then you go in the bedroom and you see a fucking old onion.
It's not
Onion
Sharpie.
peel.
It's the
I
onion
would've been
peel.
like-
That's
I
his
would've
autograph.
been
It's the
upset.
onion peel.
This is what I would have said. I would have been like, damn it, Alex. Like, so I asked for blood work to make sure that you're clean, right, and safe. But I should have asked for like
Boy, you're
a
a hoot.
mental. I should have asked for a mental test too. Because like, why are
just
you
rub that
collecting
in and clears everything.
money
Matt,
onions
you
with
act like
scribble
that's
on it? You act like that's
She
weird.
probably walks around with
Nobody's-
her own blood kit.
You not think
Nobody's
my wife-
ever
Back in
asked
the day.
you. Nobody's
Matt, you
ever
not think
asked
when
you for an
Cheryl met me
STD test.
that it wasn't under the same stipulation? I get it, Pilar. I get it.
I'm just saying.
I would
Now,
say if
nobody-
she knows who Bill Rafferty is, you know,
I like that.
that
one
would
better.
determine my next move.
Yes, because she'll see the
Whether you
onion
get
and
her
she'll
a
be
cab
like,
or not.
"What the hell is this?" And then I'll explain. Bill Rafferty, just like every announcer has his like own ism. Like, what-
Alex,
Do
can
you
you
really want
please-
to have to explain that in the heat of the moment?
Yeah, like things
There's
are
no
getting
heat in the
intimate.
moment.
Don't touch my onion
Let's
peel.
just say, yeah. Let's just say that.
While
heat
he's
in the
opening his
moment.
Ramses,
She's gonna
while he's opening his
You're telling
Ramses
me that
rubber.
if she comes
Don't
in my
touch my
room and
onion
sees the
peel.
onion, it's going to be over from there? It's going to be
Well-
all over just because she saw one onion.
Maybe-
Hear me
oh
out.
my
Let me
goodness!
explain
What if
this.
she puts her hand on the onion peel and crushes it?
Okay, then it's over.
You know, he could vacuum seal it, but here's the thing. Alex, you know what needs to be done. You need to take a picture of this when you get home and need to show it on the show tomorrow. Because
I will take a picture of it, and you'll see
How
it's
long
in
ago
great
was this?
condition because
2
I don't
years.
touch it. I don't put it on a styrofoam ball. I don't laminate
It's
it.
just sitting on his
sits on my
nightstand, onion
nightstand
peel.
like it should in peace.
You're all-
Onions!
You're all right,
Just
kid.
frame it, dude.
You're
Just
all right.
frame
Double
it.
order!
Make it look like it's supposed to belong on your nightstand.
Everyone say onions in the chat
Take
right now.
Take a picture of a close-up of the onion and then do a zoom out of your room, like you walk into a picture of the onion, just sitting wherever it's sitting.
Why did they need to see my room?
Well, I want people to know, and you already know, but I want everyone to know where the onion is located in your room, whether it's by your bed, whether it's 10 feet from your bed.
It's on my nightstand.
It's on his nightstand next to his bed.
Okay, well,
You know what?
nightstand
He
could be
is
anywhere.
Maz's son. He is Maz's
you're
son.
right.
Because the sports memorabilia, like, you've got legit sports memorabilia.
You don't even
He's got an onion.
But it's a
love
Bill
it.
Rafferty onion.
I wanna have that.
But come
That's
on, man.
better than any. Like,
What are you going to get, an icy hot
autograph
signed
on
by
some
Shaq?
cheese.
Listen to me.
Here's some scribble mark on his shirt.
Yeah.
He's got a Rafferty onion. From the guy that yells onions.
Listen to me, Art. It's of course he's my son. You could have had a basketball sign, but he was smart enough to go get a freaking onion from across the street from the Breslin
He's
Center.
got Mick Foley's old sock signed by him, too. Like, he's just got the weird sports memorabilia
I
sign.
take it.
Oh
You got
my
Sacco?
goodness! Listen, I'm just concerned about the future of your dates and how that's gonna go. But Jay on social media says, now I want one of those awesome blossom fried onions.
Ooh,
my
that does sound
goodness,
good.
Right?
Nice going, Jay.
I mean, yeah.
Nice
If you
going.
were to put one of those awesome blossom fried onions next to your bed,
So the other day,
it might be different
he texted me
story.
the other day during the hockey game, and he's like, Maz, this guy's not the guy that did the games last week. In other words, he's listening to the Islander game, and NBC gave that game to Kenny Albert because Kenny Albert is their pseudo number one guy.
Well, he was number 2 to Doc Emmerich.
Right, he was
Yeah.
number 2 to Doc Emmerich. Well, he should have been 3 or 4, but they made him number 2, so they made him number 1. He's got that. But Alex was smart enough to know that John Forsland wasn't doing that game. John Forsland, the consummate pro, he's doing the Vegas-Montreal series. He's going to be the Seattle Kraken's lead announcer now going forward. But next year, when DMac is in the booth at TNT and ESPN, we're going to get to. But the kid loves announcers. How could he not be my son?
Onions!
Hey, you want a John Forsland caveat? So COVID hits. Rudy Gobert.
I noticed.
Playing the Pistons, right? Down at LCA. Okay? Comes out that they've got COVID. The first athlete to get it. John Forsland was staying in his room at MGM, and he got quarantined there for 2 weeks downtown in his room.
There.
He couldn't leave for whatever down in Detroit.
Was
so.
he doing the Hurricane games?
Yeah, it was. The Hurricanes played the Red Wings the night after or whatever, so that's where it all started a year and a half ago.
That's hilarious.
You know, but shout out to Maz's son because that is a pretty creative
Maz's
signature.
son,
to
oh
do.
my God.
Like,
Oh,
having
you just
onion-
figured it out.
No, but
oh
that's
my God.
genius.
Really, the guy
You know
that
what?
signed more autographs than anybody in this friggin' building,
What is
bro?
the weirdest thing?
And you say,
D-Mac, what is the weirdest thing someone has asked you to sign? Well, can we say it on the show?
Body parts, obviously.
Wait, what'd you say, Maz?
He's body parts, women's body parts.
no,
probably.
I feel like there's got to be something more odd.
No, I mean, the coolest thing is I think I've signed like there's like 5 people walking around with a legit signature on their body, but there has to come a story behind it because I won't sign skin unless there's a reason. So the 5 gave me the why. If I always say, I got to know the why, so it makes sense. So and I see some of these people down around and the pieces have grown and stuff like that. What's the weird, I don't know.
I mean, I know my request was weird for us to get matching tattoos, which I'm still waiting. If
You're
Maz
weird,
is
dude.
Alex's dad, then I would allow you to be my dad. You have more legs than my dad. My dad only has 1 leg, so.
Yeah, all right. I always want
joke
another
about things,
illegitimate
and that's
kid.
not funny.
But I digress.
So that means I got, 12 grandkids then? That's fucking crazy. I just invest in
That's
grandkids.
that's-
No,
that's
I'm
why
going to
he
say
wants
no
you, because he
because I
wants it
already
for
heard him try to
Christmas.
pawn off one of the kids
I did.
to Corey earlier.
Oh, God. Yeah.
What's your youngest?
My youngest, the triplets. So there'll be 4 coming up in July. Wow.
Satan, Lucifer, and...
But I want to get rid of one.
Lucifer.
Well, from a family.
Do you have a little girl?
Yes.
Is she a 4-year-old?
Yes.
I'll take her.
Well, I like her though. I can't. That's my only
can't
daughter.
have what I like.
That's my only daughter. No, I'm mad at them right now because we have a deep freezer
this
at our
is good.
house. And
They're
we don't
playing
know,
in a deep freezer?
Well, we don't know. Well, they're going to be in there after this.
Stop.
One of them turned it off, and we didn't know for weeks and weeks and weeks. My wife just lifted something up to get, which tells you how often she cooks. She went to go lift something. She's going to murder me. She went to go lift something up and look in the freezer. And
Yeah,
it's-
that comment's why.
Yeah, she's gonna.
That comment's
She's
why.
gonna say like, "Hey, honey, there's something at the bottom of this deep freezer. I need you to get in." And then
Ain't
she
no
puts
honey
you
coming out of her
in.
mouth.
It's a good
to
thing
him.
I can't reach the friggin' lid.
Oh, Kevin wants to know: have you ever signed an octopus? That'd be weird.
How is that even possible?
I don't think you can.
What do you mean? Why can't
You probably signed a dead one.
Because
but
it's
no, I've never
freaking.
signed octopus.
Because it's
stuffed
wet.
octopus. Stuffed animal octopus.
It's wet. It's oily. That's why.
Yeah, but if it's no longer
Motorcycle
living,
sign,
you
yeah.
can't like.
I got mad respect for the people that like snuck the octopuses in and threw them on the ice.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
Okay? 97. I swear to, and this is, I'll give you a little tip. I probably said this before, but right? So
Probably
everybody,
did.
we know the octopus. They stink like hell. They snuck one of them in. It took 5 people, and they put a beach ball in its head. It was so big. It took 5 people to throw it over,
Wait,
over the
what?
glass. It was the biggest thing. But here's the one thing, right? Because it leaves such a smell and that octopus stain and whatever like this that you got to go in and scrape the ice up. But don't you get it twisted that we're that octopus that you weren't trying to bury somebody and rub their face in it or friggin', oh yeah, dude, exactly.
They got a
You get that
beach
smell
ball
like you
inside
smell like
the
octopus. What?
They got a beach ball inside the octopus.
Inside the head.
How?
That's how big this. Well, they put the beach ball in and blew the ball up, and then.
Oh, okay.
It was that big.
Yeah.
I don't know how big, but it was the biggest thing I ever seen. Anybody tell me? You guys were there. And
Wow, that's interesting.
And Al Sabatka went in. Did he swing it?
yeah.
Did he swing that?
He
big
couldn't.
one?
It took 3 of them to pick it off the ice.
All right.
But he used to swing
Wow.
and stuff, so that's cool. But
All right, well, this escalated quickly.
Great story,
Yeah.
Alex.
That was a great segment. That was the best part of the show, I think.
It was.
Yep, it
That
really
doubt.
was.
Good
No question.
entertainment.
absolutely.
And I don't
Maz
see
finally-
anyone in the
finally
chat
has
saying
his boy.
onions.
Maz finally has his
There's
boy.
quite a bit of people that have said onions, and they gave you the little emojis of onions.
Okay, good. Because
You are the onion god, Alex.
Onions! Yeah.
Say it one more time, Fish.
Onion!
Double order.
That was a lot of fun. But I do think we got to do something with this onion peel next to your bed.
I will go. Oh, that's not me. I will go home and take a video of proof and show you guys the condition of the onion peel, not an actual onion, the onion peel. And yeah, and prove that it's on my nightstand, and that's not weird.
I still think
I
that
love
you
that,
should do put it
Thanks
around.
for staying.
Man, I still think that you need to put it in a put it around a styrofoam ball. That's awesome. I think that that's great. Maz says, Dink says, Maz, your son's room smells like onions.
Yes, it does.
Can we change Alex's
All right.
name from Maui Wowie Mayor to
Onions?
Onion God or
Onions?
Onion Man?
No,
Or
Just
Mr.
onions.
I can't change my name because my name never was Maui Mayor and never will be Onion
Maui,
Mayor or
wowie.
Onion Alex.
Onion Mayor.
It'll just
I
be
like that. Mr.
How
Onion?
about Maui onion?
Maui Onions.
Yeah.
I like
It'd
that.
be like a sweet onion.
Munions.
All right, guys.
It's like Funyuns, but Munions. Munions.
Onions. Oh my goodness. Hey,
Watch,
listen.
you want to
We-
see that stick?
We got to
Ladies
get
and
to
gentlemen,
DMac Stanley Cup updates, Stanley Cup Playoff updates, because we're still in the playoffs. So nobody go anywhere. We're having so much fun here on The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
We are here, downtown Fenton, my favorite Bridge Street Exchange.
That's right. And you want to switch up your wardrobe this summer? It's this easy. You ready, Joey?
I'm ready.
All right, you ready? I like it. You want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
All right. Ooh, Brixton. Nice. One more time?
Yes.
Ooh, I like the hat on this one, too. You ready to do it one more time, Joey?
I'm getting tired. One last one.
All right, let's change it. Bro, where's your shirt? You need new clothes this summer. Bridge Street Exchange in Fenton. That's where you need to go. Thank you, guys.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, guys, it is time for us to get to DMac Stanley
Hold
Cup
on.
Playoff
Fish,
update.
where's my music?
It's playing.
No, I don't hear it. Now I hear it.
Now you hear it.
Okay, keep that thing up. How many times do I got to tell you?
A lot.
How many freaking times do I got to tell you to keep the freaking
Quit
pot
yelling
up?
at your stepchild. Don't yell at the stepkids just because you got a
Okay,
favorite
now bring
over
it
there.
down.
Don't yell
I've been doing
Keep
that.
going. Okay,
Fish, you don't
thank
have
you.
to listen
Yes.
to him. He's not the boss of
Thank you.
I was perfect yesterday.
Don't listen
What's
to
yesterday?
That was yesterday. See?
Fish,
Matt's
don't
talking
listen to
about
him.
the
He's
past
not the
now.
boss of you.
Don't tell me what, tell me who.
That's right. Don't
Fish.
tell me what, tell me.
Yes.
I love you.
You're the best. I'm
I
watching
gotcha.
Euros, okay? I got a game over there, I got a game over here.
Croatia leads Scotland 3-1.
Priorities.
I did see.
Fish.
Hey, before the show, I saw a Fish in the next room, in the conference room, and I see him with the remote, and I'm like, I wonder what Fish is doing there with the remote. He's putting the freaking game on over there. I love you.
Well, no,
I love you.
No, here's actually what I did.
Yell at him.
So they have 2 games on. They used to just have 1 game on. They have 2 games on now.
That's great.
So I choose. I say, what am I going to watch on the computer? I'm going to switch it to the opposite one.
So,
It's
Fish,
perfect.
you just
There
admitted
we go.
that the
There it
reason
is,
you
everybody.
that up
There's
was
the
be-
TV.
He didn't
That's
screw it up. It was
right
there.
now.
Oh, it was there.
It was there.
Look at Fish's TV.
There's right next to our studio is
There
this
it
big
is.
TV.
I tried to pot it up before. But before they had 1 game on, and I would try to flip the channel away from the soccer,
Okay.
put it on here so I wouldn't have any spoilers.
Well,
All right,
that's good. That way, if we have any
look,
breaking news,
I
in that,
want you to
can
watch your
tell
games,
us right away.
but just keep
I
the
will.
music.
It is up.
Just
It
keep
is up
the
right
music
now.
pot up. Okay.
It is up right now.
Okay, that's
Play
all.
your Serenity now.
Serenity now. Okay.
So-
Serenity now. All right, there you go.
Serenity now.
There it is.
All right.
Jerry, just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
And thank you for that, George. Anyways, getting to last night's game, let's talk a little NHL playoff hockey. Like I told you last night, going in the Tampa Bay Lightning with their Stanley Cup defensive pedigree showed why they are 11-0 after losing a game. Came out, beat the Islanders 8-0 on home ice.
Wow.
Going into tonight's game, Montreal in Las Vegas, this is what you would expect the kind of effort for Vegas to come out to. Montreal has a little bit more experience as far as their veteran players and playoff time, and you can't go wrong with their goalie, Carey Price, or Jesus Price, as he's known. But in that series, it's about goaltending, but it's not about that goaltender. It's about the Las Vegas Knights goaltender, not Marc-Andre Fleury, because last game, very bold decision. And this is where the difference between when you have a number 1 goalie and a number 2 goalie, right? The number 2 goalie, when he comes in to stop Gallup, to plug the gap, to whatever, he's never in jeopardy of stealing the number 1 guy's job. But when you have 1 and 1A, like Fleury and Lehner in Vegas, well, now that Lehner got back in and won, great decision, played great, 40 saves, first game, overtime win. It's his job to lose. Look back to 08, Red Wings. Started the playoffs with Dominic Hasek. Chris Osgood comes into the Nashville series and cleans it up that way. So I expect a lot of it tonight, but I expect the Vegas Knights to go up 3-2.
How did Dom react to that when Ozzy went in?
It's about winning. He wasn't happy.
But he's the dominator.
Right. Well, he wasn't happy, but it didn't affect, his preparation or how he prepared or anything like that. And I think the fact that we won in 02, so he already had the cup,
right.
A little bit less pressure and stuff. But I got a trivia question. Anybody know 39 years ago today, one of the biggest moves in this city, at least for me,
I do.
You know who Mike and Marion Illich are? Pilar? They are the owners now. Well, Mr. Illich has passed away, but they own the Red Wings and the Tigers. And on this day in 1982, for $8 million, there they are. The Illich family bought the Detroit Red Wings for $8 million.
Where's Chris? Where's Chris in that picture?
Back left. Back middle left next to Ronnie.
All right.
In Atanas. Anyways, today, Red Wings are valued at $775
Not bad.
million.
Pretty good deal.
Now,
But $8 million back 39 years ago was also worth a lot more. Than
okay,
what
so it's $50 million. It's still not $775 million, right?
100
Or
times
even if it's
what they
100
bought it
million.
for.
Wait, what happened?
If $8 million is equivalent to $50 million, it's still.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying.
Right,
But
I'm
$8
just
million
saying,
back then was a lot of money too.
Yeah, but he's just telling you it's like $50 million today.
Yeah, it's still a lot of money, guys. That's what
I
I'm
understand.
saying.
The
But so
point
it's
is the
$8
value of the
million
hockey
was
club
a
in
lot.
39 years is $700 million, 25 million more, 39 years. What's that? At least a $2 million profit every year?
Yes.
Or
I mean, that would-
20
it would
million?
be-
Yeah, I can't do math.
They
20
did.
million.
It was a great investment, but I'm saying $8 million back to to us, $8 million now is like, oh, people are buying houses that are $8 million. You don't think you could
Well,
ever buy
maybe to
a
you, Pilar, but Maz, is $8 million a lot of money?
$8 million is
yes.
a ton of money to me.
Well,
but
not
I'm
the
saying,
way you made it sound.
you
They're
can't buy-
Birmingham bougie
you
in
can't
the
buy
basement with your
anything.
composter, and you're milking nuts. Anyways, Pilar, I want to take
Your
the
farm
heat.
animals?
I want to, hey guys, this is very important. This is very important because Asmaz was blowing me shit yesterday and stuff like this because I'm out there giving back to the world, making things. You guys don't really realize I am righting the wrongs of what Tom Mazaway does. What do I mean by this? Well, thanks to our boy Kevin Tucker, yes, the same Kevin that Art gave the CD back to. There he is right there. He came up to the signing up at the greenhouse on Saturday, got some DMac pre-rolls, got a picture. I want to show everybody what I wrote on it. It says, to Kevin, screwed by Maz, never by DMac.
Oh, that is genius.
I just wanted to say, so all you hookers out there, when Maz pisses you off, Pilar and I are here
to make it right
for the rest of you. And also, too, will you show me the picture of what I was doing today? Yes, we all know.
Playing golf.
Freddie the Pizza Man, Mr. Freddie Bill, myself,
yes.
Brent White, who won the Michigan Open 2 years ago, finished sixth this year. We were out there, obviously, Freddie the Pizza Man, and the Autism Foundation and stuff and everything they do. So,
and an 8.7 on the 1 bite scale from Dave Portnoy.
Absolutely.
As best pizza in
3
Michigan.
months, he's made over 10,000 pizzas. It's friggin' incredible, and it couldn't happen to a nice, a greater guy who
And the
does
pizza's
and
pretty
gives
good.
a lot. It gives a lot back. So, and it is true. He told me exactly verbatim that Maz, right in front of him, regifted that photo. So, doing my work out there for all the rest of you guys, trying to bring the Maz away. We're happy that he's found his long lost son, but everything's okay in the world of the.
I'm starting to think that there's a reason why Maz hates Tuesday, because it seems like you guys are bullying him the most on Tuesdays.
Not me.
I try every day.
I don't bully anybody.
I try to bully him every day.
Every day. I will say thank you for writing that wrong. That was very nice of you to do that.
You know what? It's very important. You know, like
That was
that's
on you.
why you and I get along.
I'm still waiting for mine. Drew and Mike, where you at? Where's my gift?
I'll mention it tonight.
I don't want you
mentioning
mentioning shit.
All right. I won't mention it then.
You on tonight,
All
Maz?
right,
Excellent.
guys.
Yeah, I'm on tonight.
Where can people listen? Because isn't hey, and congratulations. I'm going to send a shout out. Shout out to Drew and Mike and Mark and Brandon and Joey and all those clowns over there. 5 years.
Trudy.
Yeah.
And Trudy, sorry, Trudes. All you ass clowns over there, keep making us laugh. And keep putting up with Baz. I got him all worked in today. He's all warmed up. Yes, Alex, you can go over there too.
No, I was gonna say, Maz, if it wasn't for this whole drama or whatever you want to call it, I wouldn't have become a listener of Drew and Mike. I actually just listened to their show on the way to work again this morning. They're very entertaining.
Are you picking up what they're laying down? All the drops and all the fun stuff
That's
that they
what
do?
makes your show so
Of
funny.
course.
And that's
Okay,
what we need to
yes,
do this show.
yeah.
The drop.
Of course.
Yes, listen more, kid.
Oh my
Can
goodness.
we do
Baby
Hey,
steps.
guys.
Can we do 10% of that?
No.
Serenity now!
Fish! Keep the freaking pots up or whatever the hell he said.
It's up. Is it not loud enough?
Maz,
Serenity now!
Maz, what is that? All the only drop we have is Serenity now.
No, I got a few, but that's my favorite.
Oh, that's my
Yeah,
favorite.
it's sort of like
the conversations at Woodward Sports across the board for our social media, and of course that you are watching or listening on our app Woodward Sports. You can get that in the Apple Store and in the Android Store. All right, everybody, for Fish, for Art, for Alex, for Tom Mazaway, and DMac, I'm Pilar Laster. We'll see y'all tomorrow, everybody.
Deuces.
First base is open now, and line drive to center field, a base hit for Cabrera, who swung at that pitch. What a smart play by Cabrera. Williams didn't get it far enough outside, and Cabrera alertly swung at it. What a smart play by Cabrera.
So he moves out. I mean, what is this?